and this one don't cause problem for inside Nigeria as people don't see this one waiting oga they try to talk for inside this one. The statement we make now waiting a be say a lot of people don't be worried about. Say the reason we make they get Muslim ticket and waiting make Muslim ticket fee survive now because of say the Muslim population for Nigeria they more than the Christian population rather. Is that correct? But beyond that, it said something else about limit or knowing your limit where people don't they talk about where they raise a lot of controversy. And this one they happen as if he say today people they talk say a Christian they were go in own church jejely he was killed on his way to worship his God in his own way. And this one happened for northern Nigeria. So this one don't follow the raise a lot of controversy. See how many Christians don't kill Muslims? And with the day here, they do the Muslim ticket, they praise them. Well, that's and most stories that we get to tell on this evening. Welcome to Updated Precious. Another beautiful day to bring on an update of all the things that they share for inside Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. We could take small break, drop. When we come back, we'll begin dig into the matter that we're. This is first time of joining us. Make sure say click on the subscription button, like and share this post, and we could let more people they know it's what we talk about. So they come back after this break. Stay with us. Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates with Precious. Another beautiful day to bring on an update of all the things that they share for inside our country, Nigeria. My name is Precious Amy, and it always suits me to bring on an update of all the things that they share for our country, Nigeria. Well, if this is not your first time to join us, please click on the subscription button, like and share this post so that more people go to see the things that we BC what they do and know what they talk about, and also participate for inside the conversation we BC what they get. But before I dig straight into the matter, the more we get for fun today, we could visit within our papers in the talk. We could just go see within the dailies they talk about sharply, and where they come back. All right, so looking at the dailies, military airstrike wipes out 9 terrorists in Borno State. Fantastic job. Kudos to our gallant military. Okay. National Assembly overriding constitutional provisions. Sam Amadi allegations. Nine they allege that one. Okay. And then let's see. Benue Assembly Majority Leader defect from APC to PDP. 2027 APC Forum urges North Central first term governors to sit up. And then Osun elections expecting free fair poll is like what it is? Lawyer Idam, well, he said to expect free and fair election for inside of Osun State, he did like say you'd expect me $1 be 1 naira. That is, you go wait till it will get old because go they like waiting for good. And then 2027, Kwara PDP embarks on party restructuring. Osun Commissioner released on bail after Ilasa APC rally shooting. No agreement between me or Toma Kume to work for article Benue PDP's Awondoaka. Now they talk that one. And then let's see what we have here again. FFK fumes as Islamic scholar says those against Muslim tickets should leave Nigeria. This matter, it don't bring a lot of controversy. We're coming, we'll get to it. And then Islamic scholars can provide better leadership than politicians. Sheikh Gumi, they talk that one. They say Islamic scholars go feel lead Nigeria better than politicians. What politicians and Sabi? Islamic scholars can lead Nigeria better than politicians. Well, that narrating they credited to Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. We could go straight to other issues. Insecurity, Tinubu to declare national security conference open in Abuja. Nigeria government unveils guards to protect Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. So if we protect Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, we can't get guards who will protect the Lagos, the Badagry Sokoto Highway. They will can't get guards who will protect the different highways for inside Nigeria. Wow. Awesome job. Nigeria Army arrested kidnapper linked to Kaduna abduction. And then let's see here. Anambra Belonia Joseph is Okafo, Joey Cesa's father, reportedly kidnapped. Oh, wow. And then Niger, 15 feared dead in vehicle fire along Mokwa Road. Flood wreaks havoc in Mina communities, destroy properties worth 100 million naira and more. Well, let's go straight to waiting if we say FFK talk, then we'll come back to other issues. So, Nigerian ambassador to South Africa, Femi Fanikayode, I don't know whether I don't resume, Femi Fanikayode, has rejected claims by an Islamic scholar, Sheikh Jingir, that Nigeria is a Muslim country. Now, in a viral video, Sheikh Jingir, who was preaching to Muslims at an event, said, if you don't want to accept a Muslim ticket, you should leave Nigeria because it belongs to us. That is, Nigeria belongs to Islam or to Muslims. Now, it's be say, then say it talk. I would play you the footage of him saying it. If you speak and understand Hausa language, you should be able to help us interpret. I will also try to read out the interpretation, the little interpretation I got from, or translation I got from people around me, because I don't speak Hausa language. I deliberately didn't want to go to AI to get interpretation. I wanted to get from, real people. So in the viral video, he said that. He said the comment, of course, has continued to generate backlash online as Christians rejected the claims. Now, reacting, Femi Fanikayode, in a statement posted on his official X handle today, Sunday night, said the cleric's remarks is unhelpful and untrue. Before I take waiting for me Fanikayode talk, so you understand and get a concept to what is going on, make I quickly play you waiting the Sheikh talk, Sheikh Yahya Jingir. Make you listen to him. You can listen to him.
Ahmad Bola Tinubu wanda ya daga tutar siyasarsu ya mata kirari da Muslim na ce ina ɗaya daga cikin masu daga tutar musulunci in kira jama'a ku taho mu yi Muslim na sani cewa kafirai na jin zafin wannan kalma. To amma ba akwai kiristoci ba akwai yahudawa ba akwai masu bautar magiro ba. Ni musulmi mai wa'azin musulunci da na ce muslim mai na taɓa nasu. Na hana kirishin ya faɗa ne, na hana magiro ya faɗa ne, na hana ɗan tantar batete ya faɗa ne. Amma ni a matsayi na musulmi muslim sha'a man sha'a au aba. Amma wani zai ce ai to demokradiyya.
You see the person who raised hand just there. Now the governor of Kano State, he was there hearing this conversation and was smiling and laughing. That's the governor of Kano State. Did you see his face? Let me.
Ni a matsayi na musulmi muslim sha'a man sha'a au aba. Amma wani zai ce ai to demokradiyya ne, ai akwai suwa ne ba sa sallah ba, ai kai ne wakilinsu. To mu muna sallah muna azumi kuma demokradiyyar kun ce majority carry the vote. Jama'a gauro da gauruwa, tuzuru da tuzuruwa, Allah ya ba ku abokan zaman tare na aure. Za su iya haɗa wannan taron? Tunanan ina kiran ku dan Allah kowa je gyara ƙuri'a. Mu nuna wa duniya ƙarya kafirai suke da suka ce sun fi mu yawa a Najeriya, ƙarya suke yi. Ba dan Allah taimake mu na ce Muslim ba, mai rabon jini sai ya ce sun fi mu yawa. Da aka buga Allah taimake mu muka kwantara su da ƙasa, su zo na biyu ma ba su zo ba. Ko sun zo? Sai na uku bayan murɗiya su duka. Da haka ƙuri'a ta musulunci ce. Jama'ar musulmi ta kufa. To kar wani ya ruɗe ku. Masu miyagun tarihi. Da haka siddan suka zo suka jefa mana bom a masallacin sarki a Kano. Wai su 'yan tatsini, wai su kiristoci, 'yan basaji. To ku da Allah. Amma mu irin wannan gwamnatin muke so da za ta ɗau ginshiƙin kafa gidan iyali mai tsafta, ta zo ta kashe kuɗin Kano don mu musulmin Kano su ga miji da mata da ƴaƴa masu musulunci na yaba muku kuna ta musulunta a Amerika mayo ma na ni da kuma musulmi ne Allah ya taimake shi mun ci asashe daban-daban da yawa da wannan ƙuri'a idan ka zauna aka jefa ƙuri'a ta musulun ka koma Allah ya nuna wa duniya kai to kai na tsayawa zuwa gare ni gado to saboda haka a je a gyara ƙuri'a Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamna na jihar Kano. Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamnan jihar Sokoto. Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamnan jihar Katsina. Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamnan jihar Kebbi. Allah ya taimaki masu girma gwamnonin kaza da kaza da kaza wa fi zalika falyatanafasul mutanafisun wa sallallahu alaihi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
All right, so that na Sheikh
Sheikh
Jingir, Fulani Islamic cleric, we be say they're settled for job. I think he relocated, or him and his family, and moved into Plateau State, just where they live, and that's where he's an Islamic cleric, and he's been in just Plateau State. And people they talk say they don't know him as being not be the first time they talk those kind of things, mixed statement people don't deem as being insightful before. I mean, there was one time he also made a statement about Peter Obi or something like that that went very viral. Well, that is the cleric. However, this is not the interpretation of what they say in talk based on waiting Sahara reporters or Sahara TV put here. They say he talks say that Jingir says Muslim ticket proves that Muslims outnumber Christians in Nigeria, and he's telling the Muslims to show the infidels their limit. That the Muslims should show the infidels their limit. That's what they said he said. But since I do not speak Hausa language, I can't tell if that's exactly what he said. And I would like somebody who speaks Hausa language to please help me and clarify if the statement is correct or false, because it's important that we put out the right information there. And he also said, according to what interpretation I got, that Jews, Christians, and pagans, that we have not asked them not to say their minds. Today, I'm asking the Muslims to vote for Muslim tickets to show the world that we have the majority of votes. That this is what he said. This one don't raise a lot of controversy. They say that Muslims don't get majority of votes. Just like Dr. Kash had said this a couple of times, that before the independence, Nigeria had far much Christian population than Islamic population, Muslim population. And waiting they happen. Some people don't link some of these killings where they happen to waiting on to reduce the Christian population for inside Nigeria. And I make some people they talk say some of these killings they targeted as expansionism and reducing the population of some people. That's why the people who believe there's Christian genocide say that it is calculated to reduce the population of the Christians. While others saying a lie. Both Christians who Muslims who everybody they die. So nobody saying that only one set of people they die. Everybody did die and all that. But the real question we say, first of all, I mean, this calls for easy. They don't create a lot of debates. Muslims for Nigeria, they more in number than Christians. That's the number one question. And the number two question, I mean, in reality, not what we hear. And the number two question, now say, if the reverse were to be the case, if there was ever going to be a Christian ticket, will the Muslim faithful also accept it the way the Christians have accepted it? Will it fly? If it no go fly, why? Why? And then some people are now saying, all the Christian clerics, they say, oh, President Bola Tinubu is awesome and all. That they heard what this Islamic cleric is saying? More like, some people don't talk, say, oh, you're even assuming that the Christian clerics who have supported this administration in their good hearts because they feel that the president is doing well or they believe in him. Are you now calling them a fool by inciting this kind of thing and saying that Muslim ticket shows that the Muslim have more population than by the things you said? Does it not mean that a Christian clerics, they don't become Oludu, waiting make when I go fit make this kind of statement and get away with them. So a lot this not spark mixed reaction across social media. And that's exactly why Chief Femi Fani Kayode reacted. So reacting to this, Fani Kayode in his statement posted, of course, on his social media handle X today, Sunday night, said that the cleric's remark is unhelpful and it is untrue. And so he talk say, quoting him, he says, worst of all is the fact that it is highly provocative. That is written Oga Jingir talk or Sheikh Jingir talk. So it is highly provocative. The former aviation minister said that he said, kindly take note that it is very slippery and dangerous slope to take and is best avoided. Nigeria is not, he put the not in capital letter. Nigeria is not a Muslim country and neither is she a Christian country. So you know, be either a Christian country or a Muslim country. You know, I said she is a secular and multi-religious state comprising both Christians and Muslims and in equal numbers and other. I don't even know why we forget other religions, especially traditional worshippers, because this was the original religion of most Nigerians before we get most of this religion will come. Because Islam or Christianity, none of them be our forefathers' religion. Now bring and come give us. So we even forget that one. So that's what Femi Fani Kayode is saying here. That both Christianity and Islam say they on equal proportion according to the statement he put out here. That Muslims in equal numbers, that saying that waiting there was strength for Nigeria, he said. So he further stated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Muslim ticket for 2027 is gaining acceptance only because of the caliber, ability, sincerity of purpose, character, and utility and electoral strength of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President, his vice presidential candidates, and their ability to deliver, and not because they are Muslims. So he did say that one day we have a Christian ticket too, because with God all things are possible. He added so. But do you think what he said would ever fly a Christian ticket? Some people go say it could ever be over the dead body of some Christian ticket. How do you make that happen in Nigeria? But you heard what he said. The cleric said, he said, waiting make the Muslim ticket fit fly, and because the Muslims they're more in number for Nigeria. And that is, the Christians are now minorities and shouldn't have a say. Because they don't have a say about it, that's why this is flying. I like to take your sincere thoughts. And as this one they happen, but people are now conversing some other things he said. He said, I do not know if it's true. And they tied that to this particular video. But I want to believe it's the same thing since I don't understand how language I can't
Muslim. Na sani cewa kafirai na jin zafin wannan kalma, to amma ba akwai kiristoci ba akwai yahudawa ba akwai masu bautar magiro ba. Ni musulmi mai wa'azin musulunci da na ce muslim mai na taba nasu. Na hana kirishin ya faɗa ne, na hana magiro ya faɗa ne, na hana ɗan talbace ya faɗa ne.
All right, so let me leave it there. So that's the Muslim talk. And this one I saw also as same brother in worship, Sheikh Gumi or Ahmed Gumi. Don't talk for Kaduna still, don't talk, say that Islamic scholars can provide better leadership than professional politicians because of their religious knowledge and moral training. So Islamic scholars go fit give more leadership because of their religious knowledge and moral training. So Gumi made the statement in an interview with BBC Hausa Service. He urged Islamic scholars across Nigeria to take more active role in politics and governance. Isa Pantami, was he not an Islamic scholar? Did he do fantastically well then? Or that not waiting people they talk. Then he said there was nothing in Islam that prevented Islamic scholars from participating in politics or holding public office. According to him, the ulama should not limit their contribution to religious activities, but should also take part in shaping society through political leadership. And so he talk. Again, this one don't raise a lot of controversy, and people don't talk a lot concerning this statement to ABC he make. And I would really love to take your thoughts and reaction on the statement that Ibise make. And this one they happen as Ibise, a Christian, we hear say today, they kill him on his way to a place of worship to just go serve in court. And the only crime will be say he commit. And people don't they cry, wailing, crying, and a lot of reaction following the death of this Oga will be say then kill. We can show you the video as it take happen. Take a listen. We hear that he was killed on his way to church this morning. So sad. And as you see the women, then they like people who dress up to even go church or on their way to church or something like that. But then it is so sad what is going on in our country and how much more this, how we will continue like this to for this kind of thing to continue to go on. I mean, we can't even remain at the end of the day. Things will continue to happen like this, and just like we've always said in this platform, we cannot wait for the government to do the needful concerning this. But let me quickly show you what Ogadivo Mahi is up to, as the federal government has introduced the coastal highway guards to safeguard the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway against vandalism, illegal occupation, and other unauthorized activities. So the initiative was launched by the Minister of Works, David Umahi, with an initial deployment of 40 personnel, according to a statement shared today, Sunday, by the Senior Special Assistant on New Media in Lagos State, Jibril Gawat. Now, Gawat said the guards would maintain a visible presence along the highway and monitor activities capable of undermining the ongoing project. He listed their responsibilities to include reporting suspicious movements, preventing hawking. Eh? What's the hawking do? Then what did they not go buy something job? Monitoring and reporting vandalism and restricting the use of motorcycles and tricycles, as well as loitering along the highway. So they said, let me show you a video of the inauguration of the new high-powered highway merchants. Take a listen.
Their presence on the highway is to reassure motorists, not frighten them. Their responsibility will include, among other things, maintaining presence along designated sections of the highway and maintaining alert to activities capable of threatening the safety of road users or government infrastructure. They are expected to observe, remain vigilant, identify hazards, monitor government infrastructure, report vandalism and suspicious activities, assist motorists appropriately, report incidents and emergencies, communicate accurately, maintain proper record, support authorized security and emergencies agencies. They will protect the integrity of the assigned areas. They are the eyes and ears of the highway, and they will observe any damage to the infrastructure and report it to the appropriate agency. We will have 20 motorcycles that they'll be using to patrol the entire coastal area for now. To our host community, I want to appeal to you that please regard this personnel as partner.
All right, so you've heard that. That's Nadia agenda and waiting a bit their job description. GOD, waiting be said they don't give them the data. BJD, we be said they don't give them the data. Okay, so let's move on to other issues very quickly. Moving on in the news tonight, let's see what we have here very quickly. So, terrorists abduct Anambra Belonia, JESCO founder Joseph Ezeukafor. So we hear that terrorists have reportedly abducted Sir Joseph Ezeukafor, a Nigerian billionaire businessman, founder of JESCO Oil and JESCO Group, while he was praying on a mountain in Oka, Anambra State. So the reported abduction was disclosed by lawyer Chukudi Iwuchukwu in a Facebook post on Sunday, who said Eze Kafo was allegedly taken away last week by someone identified gunman while he was at the mountain alone. So Iwuchukwu said the businessman had gone to pray without his usual security details, and police personnel attached to him, were not with him too, leaving him vulnerable to the attackers who allegedly took him to an unknown location. There's a lot to that conversation, but I have to leave it there. So sad, so sad. Ocean Poll 2020. 20, Ocean Poll, Tinubu waging war against the people. Olowepo Hashim knocks Tinubu's government use of federal power to intimidate voters in Ocean State. That was some of the things ABC we could look at this evening too. Looking at other issues really for insight. The news too very quickly. Let's see what we have here. Okay, tension rises as Shekau's son, Ibn Muhammad, reportedly emerges as top Boko Haram terrorist commander. So, son of Shekau, the alleged founder of Boko Haram, don't become one of the Gakpata. So sad. And then tears flow as 16 Benue victims killed by terrorists laid to rest in mass burial. This is really, 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 really sad. I don't think, I mean, these are the Otopo people who will be sitting killed. I don't think any family should go through this. 2027, INEC extends submissions for governorship House of Assembly candidates. So for those who never submit their House of Assembly and all that, they've extended it scheduled. um, so INEC has extended the registration or the submission of details. The deadline initially scheduled for Saturday, August 8th, 2028 has now been moved to Tuesday, August 11th. The station the past 2 or 3 days, but it's all good. So I'm sure this will give a bit of window to people who need to augment candidates and all that to do so. Lekki residents lament 2 weeks power blackout. Wow, so sorry. Terrorist storm Ondo community abduct 2 farmers, demand 100 million naira ransom. Did you hear me? Ondo community. Now 2 farmers, now in Kenya, 2 farmers, and they demand 100 million naira ransom for 2 farmers' head. I go to ask yourself, say, how much be the net worth of the farmers them and their family net worth where they go get 100 million naira? Why are you not dancing in Edo? Come back and fix our roads. Edo residents knock up over bad roads. That's that video that you guys referred to yesterday. It's so sad. Oh, goodness me. We will rather obey God than man. PFN President Wale Uke rejects FG fine for bus preachers. I think we talked about this the other time too. Tinubu government attacking Cardinal Onayeko over advice on hardship is hypocrisy. Charles David blasts APC. Tinubu aides for coordinated attack on Catholic clerics. And on a Shin poll, Tinubu summons 76 APC leaders to Asorok, demand governorship victory by any means, once against losing the election after intelligence report on decline on party's chances on winning. I don't know how true this report is, but let me read it. As you can see, let me write it. So we hear that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has summoned about 76 leaders of the All Progressives Congress APC in Osun State to the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja, according to this report, as the party moves to address internal grievances and declining chances ahead of the August 15 governorship elections. So in a recent report by Punch newspaper, the late night meeting followed an intelligence report presented by the National Security Advisor Nhuribado, which reportedly warned of growing disquiet among APC leaders in Osun State and the possibility that internal divisions could affect the party's performance in the poll. So, according to reports, several party leaders told Tinubu that they had been sidelined in the affairs of the APC in the state, including the ongoing governorship campaign, while some complained about what they described as unequal access to federal appointments and other opportunities. So, the leaders reportedly used the meeting to air their grievances, with some alleging that appointments from Oshun had largely gone to members of the Ileri Oluwa camp associated with former Governor Adegboyega Oyetola Tinubu's cousin, or nephew rather, we heard, leaving the APC stakeholders feeling excluded from the party's affairs. Now, Tinubu, who listened to the complaints, or their complaints generally, reportedly urged the leaders to close ranks and work collectively for the victory of the APC governorship candidate, Bola Oyebamiji, warning that another electoral defeat would hurt the party. So we're gonna make sure say they defeat us. If they defeat on a Osun State, it will hurt the party, according to this report. So the meeting was reportedly coordinated by the APC Secretary Ajibola Bashiru, who was contacted by the presidency to identify and mobilize party leaders considered influential but sidelined in the state's political structure. So some of the APC figures said to have attended the meeting included former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Olubumi Ite, former state lawmakers Mujid Alabi, Adejare Bello, and Wale Afolabi, as well as Babajide Omoworare, Shuaib Oyedokun, and Boju Odushola, and Bode Olanipeku. Some of those people they just mentioned, and they've been given the mandate to make sure that they rescue the state. Oh, speaking about that, APC governorship candidates, of course, shares branded bread buying incentives, citing economic hardship and hunger under Tinubu. But beyond that, here is what Oyetola had to say about the election. Speaking about Oyetola, now, the former governor of the state.
wọ́n ti rí pé omi ti tán lẹ́yìn ẹja wọn ni tọ́lá máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n rẹ̀ jọ́sí wa nígbà tó yá aláwẹ̀ fẹ́ bú sẹ́kù ẹ̀dọ́sí ní ilẹ̀ tó fẹ́ ẹ̀dọ́sbẹ̀tì ẹ̀kọ́ ló máa jẹ́ ògbà kìíní yìí a máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní ìbá àti ẹ̀dọ́sbẹ̀tì mẹ́wàá alẹ́ tó ń bọ̀ iṣẹ́ a máa gbà padà. tó gbogbo tí wọ́n ń sọ ọkàn wò tiẹ̀ balẹ̀ mọ́ èmi tí mi ò lágbájá.
No matter who endorses anybody, say then go pursue Adeleke. That is, he must be defeated come August 15 in the state. And you'd recall that the first election, I think, that was held between Adeleke and Oyetola in 2018. Adeleke alleged that he won, but that he was rigged out by Oyetola. Oyetola served first term. During his second tenure contestation was when Adeleke won him and he took over the position. So this time, it did like saying a tit for tat. It's between the Adelekes and the Tinubu's relatives, so to say, that now waiting people they talk. But so we never know as it will pan out, or we wait to see. Okay, moving on. Tinubu, under Tinubu, Nigeria's public fund hates 159. I think I told you that already. Attacks on Catholic bishops is attack on entire Christian community. This is according to the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria President Wale Oke, as he knocks Tinubu APC over Cardinal Nai calls comment on insecurity, economic hardship, and other things. They say any attack we attack Christian leaders, saying that the whole of Catholics and the whole of Christian leaders now you attack. Meanwhile, for inside the Ebonyi state, we hear that the Ebonyi PDP chieftain's wife alleges assault, miscarriage after suspected political thugs attacked her home. Adamawa Police Correctional Service defied court order to release 42 illegally detained Mobi residents. Okay. Religious hate can destroy Nigeria. Nigerians condemn Sheikh Jingir's anti-Christian infidel remarks. And then Nigeria Immigration deploys passport intervention team to UK for diaspora applicants. That's good. And then why NDC has no candidates in Enugu? Okay, that was stated. Bandits leader Adu Alairo loses son. 8 family members, 30 motorcycles in Katsina clash. This is according to a report. Are you serious? Are you supposed to commiserate with him? Well, that's a question a lot of people asked. Let's see. Ocean Commissioner narrates overnight detention after release, says police yet to tell him his offense. Abuja left-wing group backs 500,000 minimum wage demand, urges Nigerians to support organized labor. And then EFCC and the presidency, when good intentions dent institutional independence. That's that's a right we should look at. Articles 8 fires back at Obasanjo, says lies, political manipulation against ADC presidential candidate falling apart. And then troops rescue 33 passengers after gun battle with terrorists in Zamfara. And Nigerian Army, now they talk this one. And then this statement by Oluwo or Iwo, we talk say, make nobody come do any campaign or so, article you sure nobody made a near conduct campaign. Well, people have said that the Oluwa of Iwo has no power to stop Tinubu's rivals from campaigning in Osun State. That now waiting lawyer they talk say anything we try to do, say no go work. Atiku Obi will lose to Tinubu in 2027 election unless opposition unites behind one candidate. And who said so? Well, all of these and more issues, we have a header that is Human Environmental Development Agenda condemns Tinubu's order lifting EFCC restriction on Osun State. Well, all of these and more stories now we get for Inside the Gist today. I'll be opening phone line shortly for you to jump in on the conversation. But before I do so, here and waiting people they talk about waiting concern President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reforms. So stating that when a reform no touch the direct people will be say they suffer the thing the most. Has there been any reform at the end of the day? That's a question that leaves many questions and many answers.
It is a
taken
gathering
into
of Africa trade unions, civil society groups, journalists, climate change campaigners, and other stakeholders from across Africa on energy justice, climate change, and industrialization. Organizers, the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC Africa, on behalf of trade unions of 53 countries, say economic growth must lift Nigerians and other Africans out of poverty rather than deepen inequality. The workers' group faulted the plans by the Nigerian government to remove what it calls so-called subsidy on electricity by 2027, arguing that it is aimed at satisfying the Bretton Woods institutions such as the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank.
Let me use the example of Nigeria. They are privatized. Do you have electricity? And the popular saying is that you pay for darkness. And we are told that next year they will even remove subsidy on electricity. Imagine the cost of what electricity cost will be next year. And then who is able to use that cost to produce in a way that people can buy and it will be productive for that person on the basis of consumption. And then the industry will grow. It's not possible. We keep asking the question. Africa should point to one industrialized society that has industrialized on the back of private electricity. One. They should point to one.
The gathering also interrogated the sincerity of Mission 300 Electricity for Africa. The Mission 300 is a joint initiative by the World Bank Group and the Africa Development Bank launched to bring electricity to 300 million people across Africa by 2030.
We know that the neoliberal policy has failed. It's not just failed Africa, it's failed globally. It's the whole idea that the private sector must lead the transition to a low carbon economy has been completely discredited.
Is this system affordable? We talk about access, let people get access. Is it affordable? Can the ordinary worker afford this power? Do workers even govern this national compact that countries are hurriedly signing? Are we signing our destiny away?
What is Mission 300 saying? We want to give opportunity for those that are excluded to come on board. And whilst we believe in it, we don't believe in the approach.
The Nairobi convening also hinted on Africa's position ahead of COP31 climate negotiations, where various speakers and participants called for closer collaboration between organized labor and the African Group of Negotiators, AGN, saying trade unions are partners in governance rather than
So we are living here today with a concrete declaration in order for us to engage African
Okay, so I just want to also get a hint
negotiators
of
for
what
climate.
people are talking about and worries about waiting they happen for inside Nigeria, especially as it's got to do with the reforms and the intended total removal of subsidy from electricity, where the past administration talks say they don't remove before. So it's very important that we speak about it. The past administration or previous administration of President Muhammadu Buhari talks say they don't commode that subsidy before. And here we are again talking about the removal of the same subsidy again. The same subsidy again. Well, make we listen to some more issues we get to do with people they raise concerning Nigeria matter.
They didn't want that. That's exactly what we should have done. And many opposition party members would have even voted for it. But even at that stage, what we were concerned about is, can we debate clause by clause? Because as opposition party member, we had a document. Don't forget that this bill was passed some months back. And by the Wednesday of that week, we came and rescinded it. You know, the life of that one that we have been discussing before came to an end. And one was introduced by the executive that Wednesday. And by Thursday, we have been told that we needed to pass it. No, some of us didn't sleep that night. We went clause by clause. We were looking at it. We were trying to rush it. It's not supposed to be. You know, we're just trying to see how we can meet up with the pattern. So we came in that morning and like, if this leadership was not even going to allow us to look clause by clause, can you take these documents as our observation, you know, from the opposition parties and go and study it together with what has been, you know, produced, you know, by the executive? It will take some few days, not much, 2, 3. You know, if there's need to subject that bill to public opinion, we do that again. You know, but for all they care, let's impress Mr. President. What people are trying to do in this country is to impress their leaders, you know, in a manner that it will look as if when people gather in the beer parlor and discuss and say, see what I did to that person, you know, whether you did right or wrong is not the concern. You know, then the person will be hailing you and say, my son or my follower, you did well. You are very loyal. That is not even the yardstick of measurement of loyalty.
Not the Nigerians that sent you there.
No, not.
I don't criticize previous administrations.
So here is the governor of Nasarawa State, I think, talking about how Ibi say everything we be saying don't do for the states now courtesy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of the funds and resources where the president make available to governors. Listen to him.
Baba died as my father, and I will never ever criticize anything he did. But Baba had some people working with him that didn't understand what the hell was going on. And every time we were talking about some of these things, you know, they were angry about it. They were that. When we talk about it with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he supported it. He took your brother Dele Alake. From the beginning, I criticized it because I say he's a media man. He doesn't understand anything about this thing. The man came in. He now is a better mining engineer than myself. And he talks mining as if he's an engineer, and he's a media guy, for God's sake. You know, and these are the things that happen. But why did he do that? It's because he copied from his boss. He agreed with the direction of his boss, and he bought it, and he's doing I don't know if some of you are not friends of Dele Alake, forgive me. But yeah, but the issue is that, you know, he grabs it, he took it, he's serious about it, and that's the reason why he's going around that. He gave me all the support I needed, and that's how we were able to build not only the biggest lithium mining facility in Nigeria, but the biggest in Africa. Now, what has that done for us? Because of the rush for lithium, by the way, lithium is now at the highest peak of pricing. People love to buy lithium right now. Okay, so when you go, some of you don't steal any lithium out of that site. You know, the truth of the matter is that lithium is doing so well now, you know, that the chairman of GCL, which is actually, you know, one of the biggest buyers of lithium, he sent his, you know, customized 727 aircraft, okay, Airbus, which is bigger than some of our own aircrafts owned by some of our big people here in Nigeria. He sent it all the way to Abuja to come and pick me and the governor of Zamfara, all the way to China, to discuss about lithium that we have in our own state. You know, so that's how important lithium is to him now. And why is that happening? Why was not I taken there 5 years ago or 6 years ago? So you cannot take away the credit from this administration. Those are the kinds of things that are very important for you to know. and the media going with you to know is not just to take pictures of flyovers and pictures of this. No, it's to understand that what is driving these policies. What are these governors doing with the resources that they are getting? How is it impacting in the lives of the people? How is it that I think that's what it is. That's what this trip is all about, So it can come under the office of the president, or it can come under Renewed Hope ambassadors. By the way,
all right, so there you go. Nigerian phone lines are open. Please click on the link on the pin post and it's to bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. Tiwa Danjuma, good evening and thank you so much for joining us. As you join us, make I give you update on what's happen for Osun State, because if I not give you waiting go happen, no, some people they talk say, this local government no near Ramo, we know they there, we know they play that.
Yes. Our property and our vote. Yes. We want the Commissioner of Police in Osun State to know that Oboku local government is a no-go area. Oboku local government is a no-go area for any unlawful arrest. Because we are not a criminal and we know our right, we know our constitutional right. That's why we are here, because we know they are arrested. And we know that police do arrest. We are here to even know whether he is there. We want to know whether he is here.
The directive.
Because it looks like a kidnap.
Yes.
He's whisked away. Handcuffs. The whole commissioner. So please, relay our message. And I just pray the whole Nigeria is listening to us. I just pray the whole Nigeria is watching us. I just pray the whole world is watching us. United. This harassment on Osun State is too much. Intimidation is too much. The intimidation on Osun State is too much. We are crying to the whole world to save our soul. Please. All we want is peace. Mayowa has to be released today. Mayowa has to be released when? Mayowa has to be released today. Because Father and Sia and Woli, we took them to that place.
Well, the commissioner has now been released, and it be like say the protest works more, and they don't get released. Good evening, Mr. Obising. Good evening, Mr. Tiwa Danjuma. Welcome to tonight's conversation. Sir?
Everything. Precious, say that place where you see Oboku local government. Now my people be that too. Now the place where I serve when I do youth call. All those Ejesha land, yes. Ejesha land. So now don't be done. They say Ilesha, all those areas. Jebu Jesha, Ipetu Jesha. Yes, okay. Yes, I do.
I say they call her like say na your village name. Where done, sir?
So as you come and you walk out all those areas, even like the area, them all of them walk out, between Ibadan and that area, all those areas go down, carry and cross over to Ondo State, or go down to Benin. All those areas we walk out, say that time now, and there are fine babes where they there. Fine babes they there. So I can understand. In fact, the ally Akpetu of Ikpetu Jesha. I taught him. He was my student when I was the current Akpetu of Ikpetu Jesha. He was my student when I served there. But it's sad. That this is happening. Not with that area, that same Osun. Now we just say, is it 30 or 40 people were killed? Because
so
of
what really happened? What really happened there?
What thing happened for Osun now? Osun, the election is
the
coming,
election thing.
and like two fighting.
So apart from the first person they arrested the last time, they arrested another person.
What I'm looking at how gradually that this politics in Osun State is becoming volatile, because there are people who feel that whether you like it or not, that they must win, because it means just more than just winning the governorship. Beyond that, there are other issues that is involved in the Osun election.
Because their principal already has said all is fair now, all is fair in politics, so it don't matter.
Yes,
Good evening,
That
sir.
that is
What is it?
I
that
greet you
is
good evening now.
Now you see me.
Person where they greet you.
that
Person where
statement.
they greet
Um,
you.
that statement is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and it was inappropriate. I want to believe that our beloved
Okay, are
president.
you talking about what Yaya Jingo said?
No, no, no. I'm replying to Mr. Bisi. I never reach Jingri.
Okay, never reach that side.
I
Okay.
never said
You
Jingri.
still
I
they
never
come.
thought of. I
Okay.
dey come. I dey go there. I go
It's
waka come
okay.
there.
Okay, sir.
I want waka go. I dey talk about Osun State
Okay.
first and politics
Okay,
and
sir.
the coming election. I think they should douse the tension. The governor don't say, maybe you want make I vote for you. I don't agree, so I go vote for you. Meanwhile, Accord has a presidential candidate to allow for what you mean. You get a presidential candidate to.
Yes.
Yeah. So the governor, who is nine be the head of the party now, leader of the party.
Yes.
Yeah. So nationally, because I'm not sure say Accord get any other thing
Even
where they
the
hide like
even
governor.
the presidential candidate of Accord is supporting APC presidential candidate. You didn't know that?
No, that one is a
No,
factional president, the presidential candidate.
you know, say these people know where the name work, I go know where they put and they go divide this one, divide this one, divide this one. Anyway, the point is that I think all these things are not necessary. The people where they Abuja and they kill innocent people. The same people when they give bread. Who not going to give bread now if I kill everybody finish? Who not going to give bag of rice if I kill everybody finish? So make the melembe. Let this election be free and fair. Let the security agencies do their job. INEC, I think God beg you. I'm Peter, please. Look what
Sir?
yeah.
Sir?
I'm talking about INEC chairman. I say make it please. I dey
Eh,
beg am.
okay, I may not
Yeah.
understand what you've been talk, sir.
Yes. And you be Christian. I don't know whether na Catholic you be self. So I beg. Make you melembe. Make this election come and go. And I think there's something where this young man don't teach us. You can have a one-man riot. I'm talking about Davido. We don't go out the campaign. Come the one say Trump must hear what is happening here. If I not take time. The Trump, in fact, they don't even begin fire. They don't send delegation. They don't send this thing. Go, make they go tell Trump. I beg, make you wake up. Say this
Seriously, they don't send delegation.
Say this Iran, this you don't they calm down now.
No.
Put eye again. Make you reverse. Make you put eye for this place again. Because something don't they happen for Nigeria again. We need your attention. So I think maybe like when they begin see that say this small boy not a joke, not a small boy, you. They know they put small fire for cloth to it go burn. I think it be like say they come say that's why Baba quickly call the governor. Say I just wake up from sleep. They say one agency like that one can do something. I didn't send them all. I warned them immediately. Meanwhile, this whole thing, the handle of the presidential handle. This whole thing will happen. So was it that the president didn't see it, or he was so busy? He was so busy, checking handle, check all those things to know, when they put that in there and so on and so forth. So we don't know. But I seen don't talk say he handle day. He don't know anything about that, and the timing is wrong, and they want to disgrace him and humiliate him. Yes, chairman. Make you be very careful. Careful. The other thing where they worry me be say, if it was the court that gave the order to EFCC and the president override the court and say court, all those things when I do withdraw, or EFCC has to go to court to say, okay, this thing we want you to withdraw it. I don't know. Or is it the attorney general who's supposed to go to say, this issue, EFCC is our baby. On behalf of EFCC, this case, make you hold on first in abeyance until after the election. Then we go, So, but if you look at the optics, for me, speaking as a layperson, it doesn't make sense. Because this thing where if they didn't lift this thing, Now ongo now they score. If they didn't lift the anything where they say they're suspicious, at what point would they have lifted it? Will it be forever? The local government, this thing when they do, is still there, and no lift them up. It's been there running. Gonna froze. Plus this one. So nobody go say no waiting they happen. Because the former one I never leave. This one now make una totally emasculate the state. And then the funds when freeze. Now the government now they can get them. This is Oyo people. I mean, this is Osun people. These are local government employees. We don't know anything. They don't do anything. They are not involved in this thing. These are civil, well, if you like, civil servants. They don't know anything about what they happen. So why force this hardship on the people? Because you want to attack some other person. You want to make some other person look bad. Quote and unquote, they put them on. Even if it is true that there were untoward things going on. Or wouldn't you have waited for the governor to say, okay, when you come out, you know, we'll get immunity, we will hold you. Just like we held the governor of former governor of Kogi, and then maybe he go born again. If he born again, we forgive him. He can run for Senate. So we don't know. So the way the thing was handled, but again, that's why I said, you know, I thank the president. Whether I know, no, or say no, this is not good. The optics is not good. Let them come out. But I called better shine your eye, because that's not the end though. That's not the end. This is not plan A. There will be a plan B. But quickly, Mr. Novus, make I quickly talk about the Jingir. Jingir, everybody know him now. You know the kind of things where they talk. They know him. He says outrageous things. And I wonder why he has not had a visitation from security agencies. He has said this thing before, but there are also Muslim sheikhs who don't come challenge them. Say, this is the way they talk. Now rubbish. You know, now rubbish.
You know, this
So
is not
we
the
know,
first time he's saying something insightful.
yes. So we know his antics, but some of them are just walking free. Gumi has said some outlandish things. He's still walking free. Nobody do anything. If Saudi Arabia 2 times don't deal with him. First of all, they lock him up. He was there for months. If not be Jonathan, we go appeal, say me they come out. And then the second one, like, you know, when he won't go this thing, pilgrimage, they tell him say no, you can't come in. That's Saudi Arabia. If they say this man, you know, he's an extremist, we can't allow him to come in here. Whether a pilgrimage or whatever, we won't allow him. How much more Nigeria? And these are the things where they encourage some of these people, they tell the truth, they talk with impunity, and they go free. But someone else talk. This thing which Jingri talk. Let someone from somewhere else make it talk. Whether you no go see himself. Waiting there, this person crack talk where they go carry on. And
But
some other people.
did you know, was it my eyes or I noticed the governor sitting down there and smiling and clapping over that? Is it just me?
It's unfortunate. There are people who are languishing in prison now, in jail now, forgotten, because they say 1 or 2 things. This is outlandish. You don't allow, this thing has been, if let us say the first one when you talk, you make mistake. You can't allow these things to be happening. The security agency is supposed to go pick him up and warn him, you know, and caution him. Or even his peers supposed to come out to say, no, you can't be saying this kind of nonsense. Because you want to set, the place on fire. Who will benefit if it starts? It is now only non-Muslims, now the thing go harm. Because we have seen it. When this insurgency started, they started from a particular faith. Now look at it, don't spread. It don't like cancer. It don't spread to everybody. They kill everybody now. In fact, they don't change strategy. Now they now go to people's houses, go to general, go with, this thing. They not be they go general, they go carry him for his house. Retired general, they carry him. ML, they carry him. Local government, this thing, they carry. They carry everybody now, they go to their houses and pick them. So the character is changing. So we have to be very careful with the kind of things that we're saying. Okay, If you talk about Sharia, I'll just say this and I stop so that my brother Obisin would. Zamfara started this Sharia. Yerima, Ahmed Yerima started this whole Sharia in Zamfara. Is Zamfara better off now? That's where they say, oh, Sharia is very good. It's good. Is Zamfara better off today? Still one of the poorest states in the country. People can go to school. In terms of enrollment, very poor in school. Zamfara is not better in any way, in any form, in any shape. So what is the Sharia doing for them? And Sokoto has just started it now. Which of these people, where they don't they try, they swore with the Sharia, not with the Bible, not with Shango or Amadioha or Ogun. They swore with the Quran. And they are good Muslims, I want to believe. Which of them now, where don't get offense, where they accuse say this testimony, will say, try me in the Sharia, I'm a Muslim. Go take me to the Sharia court. That's what would have happened if you swore with the Sharia. Since we are running now two different jurisprudence concurrently, take them to the Sharia. If they find them guilty, they go ask them, do you want long sleeve or short sleeve? They give you anyone where you want. They will not do it. Western education is haram. Western, our law, the Oyibo law is haram. But when it comes to, okay, go and face this thing now, you will prefer you will not want to go through the Islamic jurisprudence and this thing. You will not, because you know that Islam itself frowns at, and the law go frown, your law frowns at certain things. For some offenses, it's either their penalty or they go cut your hand, block your eye, come out. They don't want to go through that, but they're promoting that this thing. So how can you come out now and say you're a good Muslim? So I don't understand what's happening in Nigeria. It baffles me. Quickly, as for the population, this person don't talk now. Petrus Pogu, who may be the president of Middle Belt Forum, don't talk about this population issue since. There are videos there when they don't talk about it. He has spoken what the population was from the colonial period and how the British tried to meddle and interfere with that. Why is it, ask yourself, why is it that we haven't had conducted a free and fair census in the country? Why? Even with technology. Why? It's an assumption. They say Nigeria is some go say 200 million, some go say 220, 240, 250. We don't know. It's an estimated this thing. We don't know. And I can tell you, it will remain like that for the next 5 years. Meanwhile, people they die. People they bomb people. It's an estimate. We don't know. That's why part of the reasons why we're having problems here, because you need data to plan. If you don't know your number, how are you going to plan? You just got scattered data here and there. You get hospital, you get banks, you get NIM, you get in the bank, what do they call this one? The bank they give you. You get all of them, hospital registration, birth registration, all those ones. You get scattered all over the place. No one is central and harmonized. So that if you need to plan, if you need any specific thing, you can take the data. Now, the one way United Nations, they give you estimated bill. Estimated this thing. You don't know, you can't count. You don't know how many people that you have. It's the shame. You can't plan. Anything you go plan, I estimate. That's why your budget, you can't plan. Running 3 budgets concurrently, 3 years, they run the same thing. This year is almost finished. 2027 go enter. Go see, so you go they run 2027, 2026, 2025, 2024, 2023. Abba, there's something wrong. Go. Something serious is wrong. Something very seriously is wrong. Look at you to my brother.
All right, Mr. Bison, you're welcome. Go ahead. We have a newcomer in our midst, so let's welcome you. Miss Engineer Emma, good evening, sir. Welcome. Engineer Emma, can you hear me? Hello, Engineer Emma. Are you a participant or you just want to listen to us? We cannot hear you. If you can hear us, we can't hear you. Are you there? All right, go ahead, Mr. Obison. Unfortunately, we can't hear him. You may want to leave
Well,
and come back again.
Precious, I don't know how to. I don't know the
You never
adjective
even
to
start to talk.
use.
You won't tire yourself. You don't be tired. Like you're tired, not be tiring
I
like that.
am. I am incensed. I am. I don't know who are the. Tiwa, you're a grammar guy. I need a better word to to convey my annoyance.
Okay, sorry. While you're thinking of a better word, let me see if Mr. Emma can hear us now. Mr. Emma, can you hear us now? Can you speak to us? Or your village people just somehow know me you join this conversation. Mr. Emma, are you there? All right,
He
go
will
ahead.
interject.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, when I saw that thing this afternoon, I was so mad. And I have said it, and I'm going to say it again. Nigeria is a Muslim country. Even if Christians are more in number, Nigeria is still a Muslim nation because I don't know why we Christians have decided to be this. Let me not use any bad word. This docile. I don't know why. Because even our Lord Jesus, when Peter used his sword and cut off somebody's ear, he warned him, but he said he should keep that. He should keep that sword that he had for a day that it would be needed. He didn't tell him to throw it away. He told him to the he that kills by the sword will die by the sword, and he that did this. But he told him to keep that sword. At the time, he even told them to sell what they have and go and buy sword. Because he knows Jesus is the Prince of Peace, right? But he is also the man of war. Because he knows that a day will come. He says a day will come when people who kill you will think that they are serving God.
I'm the elderly one. She's the younger one. Don't mind that she's the younger one.
Who is speaking now?
Prepare for legend.
Who are the ones on the line? Somebody is disturbing us.
Sincere apologies. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
So even Jesus knew that a day will come when people, according to his word, who kill you will think that they are serving God. They are serving their God. I will say it again. Nigeria, first of all, is a Muslim nation, and I'm gonna start hyping on that word I said the other day. You guys shut me down. If you're a Christian in this hearing me, and you vote for this Muslim ticket, you are an enemy of the gospel, because you can't tell me that these people, the governor was clapping, right? All of them there were happy, shaking their head because they cannot say it, but they have somebody who can say it. See why? If you remember when Senator McCain and Obama were in a debate, and somebody on McCain's side picked up the microphone and started by saying Obama was not born here. McCain went and took the mic from him, the person, and said, "No, you can't say that. No, Obama was born here." If at least the governor has a better clout, if he didn't like what that guy was saying, he would have shut him down. Or after the whole, if he cannot shut him down because he said he's a cleric, he would have brought out a statement with his information person after the whole thing. It means that all of them are in cahoots. Remember, he said he's an advocate, or he was an advocate of the Muslim, meaning that they would have called this your president and said, make sure you retain Muslim tickets. All of them. Because they wanted to prove. What did he say? He said, for us to prove to the infidels that we are greater in number. That is why it's so painful to me. We have to prove to the infidels that we are greater in number. And what does it mean? When they now discover that they are greater in number, then they will start persecuting us because they know we cannot do anything. That's what it means. That's the way I'm reading it. Because you go and look at all the majority Muslim nations in this world, they were once at least 50-50 Christian or majority Christian. Lebanon was one time 96% Christians. Gradually, they came and they gave them space.
Engineer Emma, can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. Okay, so just
Right.
kindly be on the line. Let's Mr. Obison
Thank
finish,
you.
and we'll let you speak. All right. So
Yeah,
just
you're welcome, Emma.
Thank you.
You're
So,
welcome. Go ahead, Mr. Obison.
all the majority Muslim nations today, take for instance Turkey, where all the missionary journeys of Paul, all the visions of John happened was in Turkey. Today, they are Muslim nation. Erdogan went and changed Hagia Sophia, a cathedral built in the 1500s by a Christian, went and changed it to mosque, and nobody, Christians all over the world, Trump it was Biden that was in power, told him not to do it. He still went ahead and did it. And now they are laying claim. There was something that was going on. I think I joined one Israeli thing. They were talking about the Al-Aqsa mosque in Jerusalem. I said Israel should go and take it over. You took our cathedral in your country. You cannot come to Jerusalem and say you have a holy site. Let me tell you, the other day.
Sorry, brother.
This past week.
Sorry, I want to add to that Hagia Sophia. When the Turkish government took over that place and it became World Heritage Center to make it neutral, but Erdogan went. Was it 4 years ago? He went and took it, and nobody said anything.
Nobody said anything. Yeah, remember the history of that thing was, it was built. I don't know who built it. Whether Aristotle, one of those, built it. Somebody came. Somebody during the conquest, the Islamic conquest, they took it over, and then this president Ataturk came and converted it back. Ataturk came and converted it back to because they went and changed the deed. They went and changed the deed when they conquered it, but Ataturk came and changed it back to Christian Cathedral.
Yes,
now this
Ataturk was a liberal.
Yeah. And then even when United Nations protested, he said he's going to use it. It's going to be half mosque, half. But at the end of the day, it's a mosque. They converted it. What do I want to say? This past week or 2 weeks, it was this past week now, when 10 Islamic nations met, okay, they came together. I don't know for what reason, but I listened when they were naming all those nations. UAE was not there because UAE is gradually, taking himself off of this radicalism of Islam. Because today, UAE do not send their children to England. I don't know whether you know, to go and study. Because they now say England is being because they don't want to be taught, they don't want their children to be taught by radicals. So UAE is no longer sending their kids. If a Muslim nation refuses to send their kids to a Christian nation to go and study, for them to go and study because of the fear of being radicalized by Muslim Brotherhood, who has taken over Israel, who has taken over Britain. And then we, Nigerians, we still have confidence that a day will come when these people already told us that they are greater in number. But what I want to say here, for everybody that is hearing me, if we can prove it, let every Christian vote, let every Muslim vote for Muslim ticket. Let every Christian vote for Obi. And the only problem we have is all these other political
so what
parties.
will happen to Atiku and the uncle you people give to me?
Those ones are
I don't
those
understand.
that to come that one, those ones are to complete the number. It's not, they know they're not there to vie for anything. Are you telling me Atiku is there? He knows that he has confidence he's going to win. He knows he's not going to win, but it's just to distract. Okay, just that what happened last time will happen. But let every Christian, let us, and because at the end of the day, this thing might result in a religious war that we've been avoiding. This before I joined you now, I heard that they shot a Christian in a church. There was somebody
Did you
there was
not
a
see
shooting
the video? I played it now.
in Jos. Okay, I didn't see.
Yes.
They killed somebody in Jos.
Yes, on his
So
way to church.
it's already it's already here. So what do
and
we
this
do?
particular cleric self now just in this self.
Uh-huh. So what do we do, guys? What do we do to safeguard our own future? If a people come and say we are no longer in the gentleman agreement, let this, and I think they have the impetus, because when what's there this guy, when Abiola did it, I voted for Abiola. When Abiola did it, all of us, everybody, that time we didn't have this kind of nonsensical dichotomy in our polity. Abiola did it, we all accepted it, because Abiola married in all the states of the federation. So we thought he's a liberal Nigerian, not knowing that all of them have the same agenda. I don't care how good a Muslim is, they all have the same agenda.
Mr. Destiny or Mrs. Destiny, can you help me put yourself on mute?
So
welcome.
What we're going to say now is, what are we going to say? How do we mitigate this thing from snowballing into a major religious war? Because at the end of the day, that is where it's going to go. And it's a pity. Our brothers in the middle belt, those are, I see, until next tomorrow, I'm still blaming them how they cannot come together. I don't care how many languages and tribes they are. Come together, form one block, and say, even if bring up your own political presidential candidate and come to South and choose another person. Why can't they do it? They are the ones that are in between this block. They're the ones that are in between. So I don't know what else I am going to say or what we're going to do. But anybody, I don't know how long this internet we're going to stay. Thank God for this period. I'm sure, Precious, you're going to be playing this cutout once in a while. I am happy. Any Christian, I don't care if Bola Tinubu is your in-law. Any Christian that votes for this Muslim ticket is an antichrist, is an enemy of the gospel. That is what I said. Let me pause, make others they contribute.
All right. You done, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello. Before you join us, sorry, let Mr. Engineer Ima quickly respond. Engineer Ima, welcome. Engineer Ima, can you hear us? Hey, Engineer Ima, you just spoke to us now. Engineer Ima, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
All right, yeah. Good evening. I'm calling from London. I don't know the time there. Now, I think we are on the same time.
Yes, we are.
Precious.
Sir?
If you can remember, the first time we spoke,
me and you,
I spoke. Yes, on your program.
Where? How? When? I can't remember you.
You're like 2 years. 2 years ago.
Hey.
Yes, like 2 years ago, I told you I worked in Qatar, Dubai, and a lot of places. I spent almost like 10 years in the.
Okay, man, are you? All right. You can't see big name engineer. I can't wonder here what's going on. So go ahead. Now I know that.
Yes, I spent almost 12 years in Qatar and UAE working. I was part of the engineering team that even constructed most of their stadium, and I work in their stadium and when most of their I manage most of their facilities there.
Okay. Drop money now. I
don't even know it's a guy mad to say they talk all this one.
Yes,
I tell one that they pay tax, so don't be saying UK and other countries they tax on kid them. Go ahead.
So I have stayed in the Arab country, and I have had Arab friends. We had a lot of conversation, and they told me I understood their way of life. And let me tell you something about the Arabs. If I talk about Arabs, I'm not talking about Egyptians or the North Africans. They are not Arabs. The
Eh.
Arabs the Arabs
So
are
Morocco not
this.
be Arab.
No, they are not Arabs.
What's in
They
them
were
be?
they are indigenous people. They have their own language. They were just colonized by the Arabs during the Arab conquest, the entire North Africa.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The Arabs are Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, and this thing. So if you
Kuwait.
check and Kuwait, if you check the Arabs that I stayed with, that I talked with, they are not radical because they have money. They were initially radical, but when they started to have money and they started to develop, they decided to leave that extremist idea.
From my
And
understanding, they don't even like their fellow Muslims who share extremist ideologies. They don't even
no,
like them.
the reason why they don't like it is because it threatens the what's it called, their hierarchy. They don't want anybody to topple their government. That is the reason why they stopped it. Because if you check, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and most of the Arab country, they were sponsoring ISIS before, until Baghdadi announced that is the new caliph for the Arab countries. That was when Saudi Arabia called them, called Qatar, called most of the Egypt and all this, and told them stop sponsoring this guy. This guy is going to get power and is going to dominate us. So from there, they start to crack down on extremists and push them out. Osama bin Laden, because Osama bin Laden, if you check the history, was challenging the monarch of Saudi Arabia. That was one
Yeah.
reason why the Saudi Arabia monarch chased him out, not because he's fighting for Islam. If he's fighting for Islam outside Saudi Arabia, they will not say anything. But he was a threat to the monarch. So, but if you check now, the where we have the extremists now is we have extremists in Bangladesh, Indian Muslims, some Nigerian Muslims, majority in the north, and some Yoruba Muslims now. They have started that radical preaching. When this guy, I don't know his name. This guy, I just heard the news today. That thing he said in public, none of those people sitting there can stop him. The moment you stop him, you will become enemy of the entire Islamic northern state. Because that Islam is like a cult. When their leaders are talk, it's like a cult.
How? Well, that's people's religion. Let's not say that,
It's
sir.
a religion, but there are certain things they will say outside you cannot challenge. You must not challenge it. I've said this thing before.
Hey.
When they killed Deborah, Atiku tweeted. After tweeting, he got several calls. He has to delete it because if he doesn't delete it, he has gone against the religion. My brothers are here. They know that is the fact. So this thing, when this man they talk, this is not the first time we hear this kind of thing. During Jonathan election, I have watched video in the north when one cleric was talking. Oh, Jonathan, Christian, this one, Muslim. That thing has been there for a very long time. They have been preaching this in the north, and it's normal for them. But we in the south, we overlook it. They say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the last time I was on your program, I showed you, I said, I don't know if you can remember the last program that I challenged most of the Muslim and I gave you a lot of quotation from the Quran and the Hadith. Nobody came to challenge what I said. Islam is a political religion. It's not a religion like just Christianity for just faith. It's a political movement. Right from beginning, the moment Muhammad died and his followers started to preach this thing, they went on offensive jihad and conquered all those Christian nations that my brother was talking about. So it's not just a religion, it's a religion that goes political. That's why the North is politically inclined. Anything they do is about competition. And the last time on your show, I talked about the last election, 2023. When I told somebody, I used to tell people that when they saw that Obi was leading, they have to shut down the IRF. Not because Obi is going to win the election, is to deceive Nigerians, or they don't want Nigerians to know that so Christians are many like this, so Christians can win election. That is one of the reasons why that IRF was shut down. They got caught because that election was about to tell Nigerians that Christians can turn over the country. They can vote to put people to put their person in. That was why they shut the IRF down. They made the adjustment. Even Atiku that comes second, he didn't come second. They just placed him on second just to show the Islamic dominance over Nigeria. That's why this Sheikh is talking what he's saying now. And when I was telling people about this, they said no. I said that is the reason, because from my own perspective, we never knew that we have a lot of Christians, even in the Middle Belt, even in the North. We have some Muslims, some Hausa names that they are Christians. We don't know they are Christians. Some of them bear Adamu and this Idris, and that all those are Christians' name,
So
but we don't know.
engineer Emma, just for emphasis, so wetin you dey talk, no be confirmed story. So they confirm saying that wetin happen for the IRF portal be that this na your own interpretation. Because since INEC no come out, come tell us the exact nature of glitch and all waiting happen will lead to that. I want to understand perhaps that perhaps this may be your own understanding of what may have transpired. Not that it is the truth. Please, just for
I know
we
it's
don't
your show.
misinform the public.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, all of us know that the glitch was something that was not really a glitch. Till now, INEC never tell us what caused the glitch. We know about that. Okay, let's assume, because Obi wanted to win and they don't want Obi to win. If Obi had won that election, do you think this Sheikh, when talk this thing, will come and say what he's saying? That is their idea. Anything that comes to politics, they always put it in religious. Okay, we are many, we need to win. We are many, we need to win. The northern states, I don't think Muslims are more than Christians in Nigeria, if we carry out a proper census. And that election was about to show the real figure. From my own perspective, that is one of the reasons why that IREF was shut down too. Because if Obi had won, they would have said, oh, Christians can really make decisions to change government in Nigeria, and they don't want that power to come to Christians. That's why this man was saying what he was saying. We're just looking at the thing as it's just ordinary election. But these northerners, they have another idea that we just overlook things, and we just say it doesn't matter. But they take it serious. They take it really serious. So that is the fact. Islam is not just a religion, it's a political movement. Even in the UK here, we are having a lot of issues with them here. Even America, they are complaining. They are infiltrating every institution in the West. They are joining with the left to even destroy the West. Now, the British children now, they don't even know history again, because Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and most of the Arab countries, they have spent so much money in the institution here, they have changed history. History that we know has been changed. Look at how Israel is suffering because of narrative that they have changed through social media and through institutional this thing. Everybody, even the Arabs, they know that this land belongs to the Israelites. Even in the Quran, it's written all over more than 40 times, children of Israel, this land was given to you. Children of Israel, this land, go to the land that was assigned to you. Last time, if you want, I can give you all the evidence in the Quran and the Hadith. They know it, but they don't want to just accept it. And there's some stupid, foolish Westerners here, whether not pittiness or being a stupidity, or being they are trying to be over nice to show that they are liberal. They are giving these people so many fuel that even in the UK here, you cannot even fly the St. George's flag. Why? Because he carry cross.
Can you imagine?
The British government say that far right now they use this thing. Just because the Islamists are in power now, they say that flag is offensive because he carry cross in a Christian country. If they can do that there, and you people there for Nigeria with the Nigerian Christians, it doesn't matter. They cannot do anything. Nigeria, they cannot take over. just keep fooling yourself. Before you know, it is gone. Nigeria will be gone. Even till now, if Muslims do something, they go scot-free with it. Till now in Nigeria, they'll go look at what that man said. If a Christian bishop stand up say that one, everywhere go, there will be pandemonium everywhere.
But they
There will
should
be
start saying
pandemonium
it.
everywhere.
They should start saying it. Since
They
everybody,
cannot say
let them
anything, and
start saying
everybody wants to be
it.
politically correct. You know, as Christians, we like respect. We like to give people that was what killed Christianity in the Middle East. In Lebanon, Lebanon was a majority Christian country. When the Muslim came there, they welcomed them. They gave them chance. When they start to get population, they start to tell them, oh, you cannot come this side. Oh, this is our area. They start to cut down this thing. Before you know, they dominated everywhere. For your niceness. Syria, the same thing. Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, all those countries. So we are in Nigeria now, and that is coming to us. He said that Christians were the one that set bomb in the church or in the mosque or blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. In the Arab world, anything that happened in the world, they will say that the Jews. If they bomb Peking, that Peking died today, they will say that the Jewish people do them. If the economy no good, they go say that Jew. Everything a Jew, because this is something they have inculcated in their brain. That anything that goes wrong in the world and in their family and in their life, it is the Jews. Now that's how this Sheikh now go put everything on Christian head. If the country no go, you go send a Christian custom. If this will go send a Christian custom. So I don't know, and it is one thing I'm telling you is very hard for any Muslim to go against that man that is talking down. They can come on TV and say no, what he said is bad, but at that moment nobody can shut him off. If anybody stand up and talk, the entire Muslim world in the north go against that person, which is something I know. This is something I have witnessed. This is something I have seen. I watch Arab TVs. They discuss about Islam, and most of them, they argue about everything. And if you hear some things that come from their mind, from their mouth, I don't know. I don't like talking about other people's religion, but this is a religion that I've studied. I've lived with them. I know their ideology. I know the way they think. Even the real Arabs, they don't have time again because they are rich now. They know how wonderful life is. Look at UAE. UAE don't want to send their children to UK to study because the UK schools are infiltrated by Islamic teachers. Qatar and the other countries, all the lecturers, they don't put them everywhere. Changing history, teaching wrong history against this thing. So the world has gone. Nigeria should be the better wake up. Christians should stand up and start to challenge this thing. Our problem in Nigeria is that Awusa Aboki, we don't want their problem. If they start their wala is too much. See. I don't want to go further. I don't want to go. If I want to go further, if you go into the Quran itself, that is the strategy. Put fear into their heart. Put fear into their heart. In the Quran, there is a chapter when Muhammad say his fear, the way they fear him is like a 10 to 40 days journey. That means if he's coming to your city in 40 days time, that is how people fear him. And this has been the ideology of Islam, to create fear in your heart. Talk about the religion, they're going to lynch you, kill you, and nobody in the government will say, why did you do this? Look at Deborah. Deborah just go free like that. Nothing. Nobody said anything. So we have to endure and face the mess we will find ourselves in. Thank you.
So we endure and face it. So if they overtake us, we just endure and take it.
You can't do anything.
We have to do something. We got to divide them. The country has to divide.
I beg, not be this platform will go use the division.
Don't tell me that now. We got to.
Mr. Obisen,
they can't force. They cannot force. They cannot force their culture and their religion on me, and I will swallow it. It will not happen. It will not happen.
Hello, are you there? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Tewaja Juma, Obisen, Precious, and everybody. Good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Mr. Obisen, I'll first of all say I disagree with some of your analysis. First of all, Nigeria is not a Muslim country. We need to correct that area.
That's your opinion. Everybody speaks their opinion. Don't tell me you disagree.
Okay.
Say your opinion. Okay, that's my opinion.
All right.
Until next tomorrow, Nigeria is a Muslim nation.
It's okay. I beg you. It's okay. Let me continue with my thoughts.
But anybody that continue to support this administration is an enemy of the cross of Calvary.
No, please, Mr. Obisen, please. People have
everybody
to do what they want.
If you say, but don't say you are disagree. Just say your own. Don't disagree with me. I don't want you to disagree with me.
I'm going to repeat myself.
I
disagree with what you've put out, saying Nigeria is a Muslim country. I'm telling you,
don't say me. Don't tell me. Say your own. Nigeria.
So let me continue. I didn't interrupt you when you were speaking. Can you allow me to continue?
You poked into my own speech. And Nigeria is
Okay,
a Muslim
it's
nation.
okay,
Don't say
it's
your
okay,
own.
it's okay.
Don't say you
Let me.
disagree with
I've
me.
heard you, so let me
Say your
continue,
own.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nigeria is a
fine. Let me
Muslim
continue.
nation. And anybody that continues to support this devilish administration is an enemy. It's an antichrist. It's an enemy of the cross.
Okay, let me
That's my
continue.
position.
And just
So,
to
Yeah.
declare disclaimer that this statement is unique
It's
to him.
my position. That's my position. And my
okay.
video is there.
So for that, it's not a Muslim country. The reason why these things continue because Nigerians allowed it. That's the reason why this stuff still continuing today. So I watched the video. And there was one line which the cleric, whatever he says. I'll read that because I went as far as to really understand the meaning of that word, which it says, he also reported as hedging the Muslims to show infidel their limits. You see, that word calling the Christians infidel, because I think they've been using that word infidel. If we are to be honest with ourselves, these people are the infidel, not even the Christians. Because the Christians are more civilized. They are more educative and more accommodative. And I believe that they are taking the Christians' hospitality, or maybe, or in other words, it's like taking their kindness, or maybe taking their quietness as stupidity. But sometimes I still ask myself, why the pastors that lead the churches, these churches. I think there's a verse in the Bible that says the kingdom of God suffer violence, and the violence take it by force. So I repeat again, Nigeria allowed it. That is why these people go around spreading this hate. I said on this platform some time ago that election is coming again, 2027. You're going to see a lot of divisions. They're going to come out all lot of tactics, spreading division all over the country. And they've started it now, all because they want to retain that power. So these are all pure politics and corruption. You could see when he was making that statement, you could see most of the I think there was a governor sitting down there as well, and some other
dignitaries
and all that were all there. You could see that we're all laughing, the ones that were clapping. So that tells you that these are the kind of characters. These people in a sane society that works. People like this are not supposed to be seat of power. They're not supposed to even get close to any of those seat of powers at all. They are not supposed to. You don't allow people like that get close to it. So you make mention of Saudi now. Even the same Saudi Arabia where all of them go to worship. People like that, they don't allow them into their country. The security there is tight. Those people are not stupid. They know what they are doing. So how then we allow these kind of things to continue to fester in our country? Because that's why I keep saying, when the Nigerians, the good people of that country, start speaking out, start standing up against this whole thing will fade away. Because the reason why these things continue, because the people the people do not challenge them, like in the country that the Christians they do not challenge them. They allow them to say, okay, let's leave that. Let's ignore them. So they feel that they are on top of the world. But when Christians start checkmating them, this rascality, everything will stop. And don't quote me wrong, and there are some of the Muslims as well who do not agree with this same sheikh as well. There are some of the Muslims who do not agree with him, who do call him out.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
Let
go
me tell
ahead.
you, the word infidel that the guy used is a statement that was said by their prophet himself. When you call infidels, the Jewish and the Christians, they call them people of the book. So when you use the prophet's word infidel, nobody can challenge him. I'm telling you the fact. You will not see any Muslim come on television publicly to condemn that word, that you call us infidel. Because the moment you challenge him, say, why is he calling Christian and Muslim and Jewish or non-Muslim infidel? That means you are going against the Quran. And you know how they revere
Is
the
it the reason
Quran.
why it's only Femi Fani Kayode that has been able to challenge him and say that that's good?
Femi Kayode is an idiot. He's not a Muslim, so you can challenge him.
I didn't say he's a Muslim. I said, is that oh goodness me.
Yeah, Femi can challenge him, but no Muslim. You will never see any Muslim coming out to challenge him because that word you
When did
use
Femi
is
challenge
direct
him?
from the Quran.
When did Femi challenge him? Recently or before?
Today.
Femi can challenge
Okay.
him. Femi is a Christian, but no
Then
Muslim.
most
I'm
of
telling
them,
you, no
then
Muslim
let
will
them
come.
be coming out.
No Muslim will come out and challenge him. Let me
Okay.
see.
Okay. You see, that's for that. So like I said, I do not believe that all the Muslims agree with him. Some of them do not agree with him, with what he has said. So, and that is why I will hedge Nigerians as in now. I'm going to play with them now. The times we are now, it's not the time to be quiet anymore. Especially I'm speaking to the Christians now. It's not the time to be quiet anymore. We need to start speaking out, because I know for a fact that the population of Christians in that country is far, far, far more than the Muslims. It's far, far more than
It's
the
your opinion.
Muslims. Yeah, it's far more. So because that's why I said, because the Christians technically allowed it. That is why they continue to do all these things they do. So that's for that. And I know we will come out of it. So because it's time for the Christians to start speaking out. So as for the Oshun election, understand? So like I was saying to myself this afternoon, I said the fear of Trump is the beginning of wisdom. So I will, because some people in that country are so afraid of the Americans, because there are some, because I'm beginning to see it, as in Davido proved it now, that yes, some people in that country are really, really, really afraid of the Americans. They don't want interference from the Americans, so that for them to be able to carry out whatever they are planning to carry out, or whatever they want to do, of which is not the right thing to do, which the Osun people must continue to insist on the free and fair election. And again, like I said last time, that the playbook that was used in Edo State is the same playbook now they are using in Osun. Because if you see, getting close to that Edo State election, the key people that was in support of the governor of that state, they started, when they arrest them, they flew them out to Abuja. The key people they were doing all those things. They did all those things to those people to make sure they cripple him. That was the same playbook they used in Edo State. So the same thing that is playing out in Osun. So that is the reason why I said to that Osun governor, why will you open your eye wide open? Someone is coming for your head, and you are still endorsing that same person. They are playing you like a chessboard. You are allowing yourself to be played when you know the kind of characters that you're dealing with. So that is the reason why sometimes I sit down I ask myself, what breed of human beings are these people? Why? What is really going on? Because if you guys are really there for the people, I believe you guys will do the right thing. You will do the right thing. You won't think you will. But anything you do will be for the people. How to lift the people, how to educate the people, how to create an awareness for the people, so that these people, because these people can stand for their rights and can demand for what belongs to them. So I just I just hope that these people get these things right. They get it right. So for that, the governor is already seeing it now. I think he has seen it, the way everything is playing out now, that you can't trust these people. You can't. You can't. So let them continue putting the pressure so that the election can be free and fair, and so that the people can choose who will govern them. So that is all I will say for now. I yield the mic.
Thank you.
Precious,
Mr.
can I
Eden,
say
good evening
something?
and welcome.
I wanna,
Yes, go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
wanna
Mr.
drop,
Go ahead.
because I have to attend to some other thing. You see, just like, I don't know whether the guy has left. What did they call him? Engineer Emma? Has he left? You know, what kills a people is passivity, when we are so passive. And that is what I see in Nigerians, that, oh, it's not going to happen. Most of my friends, when they say, it cannot happen, I say, I don't care how you pray, because you can't be more righteous than the Turkish when they were Christians. You can't be more righteous than Lebanese when they were Christians. You can't be more righteous than Iraq. Remember all these places I'm talking about: Iraq, Syria. These are places that were in the Bible, and they are closer to at least Jerusalem. So, if nothing else, this is where Jesus treaded, even though not in Turkey, but in that axis of Lebanon, Iraq, Syria. These are where the axis the disciples treaded. And these people were able. After God created man, what did he say? He blessed him. He said, replenish the earth, overcome the world, subdue the earth. So it doesn't matter, even if it is Babalawo that comes to subdue the earth. That is the principle of God. He will subdue the earth. You that has God on your head, because you did not take advantage of the same promise God gave you to subdue the earth. Babalawo will subdue you and subdue your God in you. That's not that you can't pray it out, because you cannot tell me that Nigeria is not a Muslim nation, whereas in what informs a nation, is it not constitution? Constitution is what makes a nation. But in your constitution, there is no mention of Bible. There is no mention of Christian. There is no mention of Christianity in your Bible. There is
But we don't have
over
only
70.
Islam and Christianity in Nigeria. And we also have the traditional worshippers. They were not mentioned.
Okay, so then why was only one religion mentioned? Why didn't they mention Christian religion, traditional religion, Christian religion, and Islam religion? Why was it only Islam, Muslims, and Quran that was mentioned? Why? And you're telling me your constitution, that your grandam of your country, of your formation of your country, even though the country was never formed by nobody, it was just people coming together. They name you, they gave you a name. It's just like you have a child, somebody from outside came and give your child a name, and you allowed it to stay. Then your child grow up, and you told him, this is your name. It's not me that gave you. One person that is traveling from somewhere just came and gave you the name. If the child is sensible enough, he will refuse. I have a nephew who did not have an English name. She grew up. Her name was Isibo name only. She grew up and went to her mom and said, Mom, I need you to give me an English name. Her mom gave her an English name. If she's a foolish girl, she would have gone outside and met one man, say, give me the name. So it is a people that come together. I'm in America. America came together and they debated to the extent of debating the language they were going to speak. They had to vote. The language what language are we going to speak? They voted for it and it passed. In your own country, when did you come together to have one common language? When did you come together to have one common soup that you're gonna? We are not one. My people my women, our women wear two wrapper. Our women wear two wrapper. Yoruba women wear only one. I don't even know whether Hausa women wear wrapper at all. And you're telling me we are one and we're going to be one? Why do you want to force me to be with you? If I'm not going to be, okay, if you're going to force me to be with you, let us come to, why can't we come to a round table? That's what we can be. If you want me to agree with you, what you say, let us all come to a round table. 1,000 tribes in Nigeria, let all of them come to a round table. Let us renegotiate our existence. Let us renegotiate. That way you will get everybody's heart. So you won't have somebody that will come up one day and say, and then put it in your, up until tomorrow. In Scotland, after 10 or 15 years, they will go back to ballot to see whether they're going to continue to be in Britain. Okay? You cannot force a people to be with you when they say they don't want to be with you. More so when it comes, that's why I said, it will come to a religious war. And what it means, if it comes to religious war, I will, even though I don't like, I will now fight on behalf of Fulani Christians. I will fight on behalf of Hausa Christians, because that's what it's going to come to. So to avoid it, why is Nigeria foolish? Why are we foolish as a people? Why can't we say this thing is going to cause trouble? Let us discuss and to see how we avert it. That's how intelligent and wise people do. Not to say we are one, we are so passive, it's not going to happen. It will happen because it happened in other climes. In America, if Trump leaves office and a Democrat comes to this country, they will do the same thing in this country. It happened in other climes. Why do you think your specialty will not happen in your own country? It will happen. I don't know. I don't care how you pray. I'm a Christian. I'm a prayer warrior, but it will happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Eben, you want to jump in before we get to Chuku?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Precious.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
I think my submission is only going to be on this religious issue. You know, the military indirectly foisted on us this nightmare that we are now going through. It wasn't even the civilian administration. Because if you look at what has been happening in Nigeria, the British indirectly did that. They gave power to these Northerners because they were more submissive to them than the Southerners. And they feared that if we give power to these people who are so enlightened and advanced in their ways of life, they might come rub shoulders with us. So they decided to give powers to the Northerners. And what happened there was that even in 1960, when independence was declared, if you listen to the remarks of to Ahmad Bello, the remark he made, he did not hide the fact that Nigeria was somehow going to be an Islamic state one day. He said it. He said until they dip the Quran into that Nigeria, they will never rest. So people have never really revisited the reason why he made that remark and why they were very, very reluctant to accept independence. And then fast forward, if you look at what happened in 1966, that would have been the re-independence of Nigeria if Gowon had really honestly decided to implement the Aburi Accord. But instead, Gowon went there and betrayed everyone that went, betrayed Ojukwu and everybody. All that is happening now, the late Ojukwu saw everything. And that is if, for instance, we had managed to navigate that very trauma that happened in 66, Nigeria would have been better off now. Nigeria on paper is a secular state, but it is not. and have been saying it. The Muslims hold sway in the affairs of Nigeria. They are holding us by the jugular. They are not even pretending about it. They can make remarks, they can say anything. For instance, tell me if Gumi were to be a Christian priest, making all the remarks and everything that he has done, in fact, he will probably have been sent to the gallows by now. What did Nnamdi Kanu do? What were his offenses? But he's somewhere in prison, isn't it? What have the Southerners done about it? When I say we are too passive in the South, these are some of the reasons. You won't do that to a Northerner. Can you imagine how many Southerners have been butchered in the North just because they were said to have either tore one page of the Quran or did one thing? All of a sudden, they were given jungle justice. The prayer warrior in Abuja, that very girl that was killed in Sokoto, there was one man who was killed in Kano and his head foisted on a stick. Is it Ongaluka? I forgot the name of the man. You know, who was falsely accused of doing something with the Quran. These people, even if you look at the emblem of the Nigerian army, what is there? What is the inscription there? It's all Islamic. So let us not pretend about it until we come back to the focal point, to the genesis of the problem, which is that, do we want to live together? Do we want to practice democracy? And what form, what format, what template? We have not yet started. And that takes me back to what I have always written and posted every day. Until we revisit that constitution, nothing is going to work in Nigeria. We can pretend and debate and say everything. Nothing is going to work. Because if we don't hold that constitution and say this is what we all decided to do, this is all we agreed to do and live by, nothing is going to work. Why will you take money from my state and go and share it to somebody in Kano who doesn't believe in taking alcohol, and yet he wants to take a large chunk of that money because he has more local government than my state? Who created those local governments? What format? They were all created by fiat, and they were all created by soldiers who were Muslims. So if you look at it, we gave them too much room, and they've taken serious advantage of it, so that now they suppress us, and there's nothing we can do. So that is the way I see it. Until we go back to that constitution, nothing is going to work out in Nigeria. We are merely just postponing the evil day and kicking the can down the road. Until we come together and agree to how we are going to live our lives, the nationalities in Nigeria, nothing is going to work. And then concerning the Islamic faith or whatever, they go to places, they conquer, they force you. They don't plead with you. They force you. In Britain here, everything has been taken over by these people. The cities and the mayors, everything. In fact, you can't even go to office now and talk about Christ. But these people in my own office, they have a prayer room. But we Christians don't have. So that is
You
how
guys
far
kept
it has
quiet
gone.
now. You gotta protest it. Why didn't you protest?
No, you can't do that. These people, they burn even the jack, the flag, the lion, they burn it, they do everything, they protest. But then, if you do that, you are said to be an extremist. Express your opinion, you are said to be an emperor. You could be penalized. You could be queried in an office. If, for instance, you are not the kind of person who is able to stand your grounds and to a very large extent. They hold sway in every facet of the British life as we speak today. There is no denying that fact. So anybody who comes to tell you Britain is a Christian nation is just lying to you, not as it stands today. And that is why conservatives like us, I don't hide my feelings, but then you can't publicly come out and start to air your views because you could be victimized. But you wouldn't even know it because they themselves, the owners here who claim to be British, they've virtually succumbed to these people because with them, they are able to win election. You understand me? Because these people, they have 7, 8, 9 children, while the British, they have 1, 2. And those of us who are blacks, they don't put us into recognition. They just dismiss us with a wave of the hand. That is exactly what is happening in Nigeria. In the North, they use these Amajiri keys to vote people out. Was that what they used in 2015 to vote out Jonathan to say, to hell, you building Amajiri schools? It's not for our kids, it's for yourself. They voted him out. Till tomorrow, They still underage voting is a pattern in the north, but we don't practice that in the south because we're more honest, we're more direct. But these northerners, everything is fair to them in politics. Just like what their man, the president, said, everything is fair. Concerning Osun election, if Mr. Adeleke wins that election, it's just a Greek prize to Nigerians because of the American influence. Maybe just because there are some people who have some sort of connections and Americans have an eye on what is happening there. It is the template that they want to use in rigging the election in 2027 is already in place. So if they are doing anything now to pacify Nigerians, it's just to hoodwink the Americans, to deceive them as if, oh, everything is just free, fair, and credible. It's a lie. And I have been saying that if Adeleke wins, it is not because they just said, oh, win. It is because they just want to allow a free, fair, and credible election to appease the Americans so that in 2027, they will go back to their old tricks and go back and implement the template they use in Edo State. I said this on this platform sometimes ago. That is what is on ground in the Ekiti State. In Osun State. So let Mr. Adeleke not celebrate. Have we ever seen a situation whereby a governor who is contesting an election is endorsing the president and saying, I endorse you, meanwhile you belong to another party? It is because he knows what is on ground, what is going to happen. Professor Charles Soludo did the same thing. So by and large, we are in a Nigerian so-called federation where religion being enforced by the presidency is the presidency holds sway, and then we are at the behave of the cabals, the criminals in government, those who have captured the judiciary, the legislature, and everything. So what are we clamoring for? What are we crying for? And I have been saying that if that constitution is not revisited, what else? What binds us together? What are the rules and regulations? Nothing. Imagine somebody can just be in a place and it dictates what happened in the judiciary, the legislature, and everything. So what chance have we got with such a person, a criminally minded individual like that? So Nigeria is already an Islamic state. To say Nigeria is on paper is secular, but in practice, it's an Islamic state. Go to the north on Fridays. They don't work. They don't do anything. That is as far back as in 1990s. When I was in Nigeria, there is no way in the north I have not been to, I have not visited. Fridays is a holiday for them. They don't do anything. But in the south, we work 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Did you listen to or watch the interview of that retired naval commodore who gave
Kunle Olawumi.
Just go and listen to what he said. That man belonged to the military intelligence. Why he was there? Look at an account he gave. If for an insider, the man who had such information, look at what he read at. How Nigerians, even the military is being captured. I have been saying that there is no government, whether federal or state in Nigeria, apart from a few in the southern part of Nigeria, that has not been taken over by the Islamic network. When I said the Islamic fundamentalists, the jihadists were already in our forests in the south and everything, people said they were calling me all sorts of names. I said, this is what is already happening. It's already on their way. The agenda is to Islamize Nigeria, which is already on ground. It's there. The blueprint is there. So Tinubu can pretend with all his all the nonsense he's talking about. They are there. These people, they are very patient. They are very very cunning and very brutal. That is what has happened to Britain, and that's what is going to happen to Nigeria. If they can do it in Britain, it is already a foregone conclusion in Nigeria. You can take my word to the bank, as they say in Nigeria. I'm very, very sure of that. Because come 2027, we will think it's a child's play. These people will come one day and Turkey, as one of the contributors analyzed, so many of these these Islamic nations that were once Christian nations. But what happened to them? In 69 years, Turkey was a Christian nation. So in 2026, Turkey is one of the hawkish Islamic nation on earth today. So then what chance do we have in Nigeria when already 3/4 of the place is gone? Go to the southwest now, they are even already talking about the Sharia. So let us not beat about the bush. If we don't tell the truth to ourselves, God forbid anyway, we may all be consumed by what is already on ground. And it's an issue that is far advanced than what we are seeing. I can tell you that for free as well. So I yield the floor. Thank you very much, Precious.
All right, thank you so much. Chuka, let's have your say.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
You're welcome, Mr. Chuka. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening, everyone in the studio. Yes, Nigeria is like previous speakers said. I won't say heading to, because the problem with Nigeria is when you stand up for the truth, they come after you, call you all sort of names. You are doing this, you are promoting this, you are promoting that. Meanwhile, what is happening, and we all knows it. We choose to pretend. This is what got us where we are today. In the 60s, if we didn't pretend it's not happening, we will not be where we are today. And yet, it's even worse now that everybody is focusing, it's not happening. We are too good for that. Meanwhile, it's happening before our eyes. We can see it. We chose to ignore. When this government come on board, everybody was shouting, oh, the military will be the worst. I said, no, this is the worst. These people are worse than military. If you don't have your constitution, to work, you are worse than the military. Because even the military allows some workages of the constitution during their time. So for all these people to say this, it is complete agenda, and they are working towards it. We can deny it, we can say all we want, but we know where they are going. They say the 2027 election, I keep saying it, we can deceive ourselves. What happened last time will happen in a bigger stage. People will tell you, no, we have plans on ground. We will do this, the Kwankwasia method. Who told you about the Kwankwasia method? Can you do it in the South? Can you? You dare not. Not because you don't have the courage, but the treatment that will be meted on you will tell you who you are. That's the fact. You cannot do the Kwankwasia way in the South. Anywhere, I promise you that. Can any governor in the North be dealt with the way they dealt with Obaseki? Shut him out of the collection room. Who are the masses if a governor who has his orderlies can be walked away? But when we speak the truth, you are called names, they tell you whatever. The fact is, we are nowhere near these people. They know what they are doing. Like the previous speaker said, Islam is a political movement. It's a fact. The handwriting is written all over.
That is an unfair
Wherever
thing
they
to say
existed.
about people's religion. Please, let's be respectful.
Yeah, but it's what I see and I'm analyzing. It's up to them. What they believe is what they believe. I may not agree with them, but I don't have to go and fight them or whatever. But the fact is, we keep pretending in the South that it's not happening. I hope it won't happen, but The reality is happening. It's on ground. I don't want to talk about their grounds in the western side of Nigeria, because already they have ground there where they can build. So they are encroaching. The same thing that happens in the 60s. These people around the middle belt that are crying today, they were warned. They were warned. Have they apologized that they were warned? Even for the fact that the Ahmadu Bello had made his famous statement that he will use them to do what for the South. All these things we ignore them. That's why we don't teach history in our schools. I don't have anything to say about elections because I don't believe in it. Whether they test the water in Oshun or they will use it to deceive Nigerians that they are working. Because I don't believe it's the Americans they are deceiving. They are deceiving Nigerians that they are working. They did the same thing last episode. So this episode is 2.0. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so TY, just before I wrap up the show, I'd like to let you know some sort of development as the tax messenger general of the country, Ogazak and Inuche, don't come out and talk, say they could begin tax cryptocurrencies. And yeah, so this don't raise a lot of controversies and get the tax. Guess 1.5%. This one not raise a lot of controversies. As I talk, I'm just saying about tax. Mr. Edwin, can you help me put yourself on mute, please? Because there's this wave from your end.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay, sir. So I say they even start safe as soon as possible. So it's already started, and they will tax you through crypto platforms. So if you're sending like 100,000 USDT to me, for instance, I will not receive the value of 100,000 USDT. Please help me put yourself on mute. I can still get that wave from your end, Mr. Edwin, sir. Please kindly mute yourself.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
I said mute. Put yourself on mute. Mute yourself.
Okay.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. So, yes, the tax directly. So on Monday, August 3, the Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS rather, formerly known as FIRS, released 28-page circular detailing how crypto transactions across the country will be taxed going forward. The framework is already active. At the center of it is a 1.5% stamp duty. Deducted directly from the digital asset itself rather than from a buyer's Naira balance. So they directly from the assets Congo. So if you won't buy like $100 worth value, you know, go figure it out. So if you're ever paid a stamp duty on certain financial transactions before, the concept isn't new. What difference is here is that how it is collected. So instead of being charged separately in Naira, just like you get charged stamp duty from your account directly, and this one is taxed deduction from the crypto assets involved in that transaction directly. So a lot of Nigerians don't talk about, and let me read some comments that I see under that post. Somebody said, I'm seriously ashamed of this administration. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with taxes, really. So this is me saying that Nigerians need to pay taxes. But here's what the person said. I think, yeah. He said, I'm seriously ashamed of this administration. Even OPay, a Chinese company, has more sense than all of you combined. According to him, he said, they give low interest loans to the tune of millions of naira to Nigerians to do business with and pay them a low interest. What system have you, government, provided for Nigerians to access capital at low interest to do business and be successful for you to be entitled to their earnings? And he said nothing. Nigerians provide their own work, their own security, their own water, their own housing, their own food, their own electricity, their own medications, everything about their livelihood, the entire livelihood they provide for themselves. And you want to keep taxing them more. Go and see countries that tax their citizens and see what they provide for their citizens. Shame on you guys, he said. And there are lots of similar comments under it. And you know, say this now isn't the touch guy boys, because that guy boys them good they do crypto transaction. And this one, now we're seeing a lot of people don't they worried about. I don't know if you'd like to chime in on this very quickly, sir. What do you think?
Well, I'm not into crypto, but there's nothing that is happening now that is new because the president said it clearly. Say he will increase the tax in dragnet. He said it, so it's not new. And I remember Akpabio saying that by the time Tinubu finishes with Nigeria, we will not recognize it again. And so, this is one place where I see that Tinubu is keeping his promise. You know, promise made is promise kept. He said it that he's going to tax the hell. In fact, his new name is Rehoboam. They go tax the hell out of Nigerians. You know, even if you don't get work, they go tax everything. So
yes, so Nigerians are complaining. So with all these taxes, what exactly is the government doing for Nigerians? Security? No. Electricity? No. As I did like this now, my solar they use. In fact, now because of side fear, my solar no run down. Which make me be on only one of my lights. I will not use my full studio lights.
Precious, if you like the situation, if you like the tax, if you switch your bill, you know, so you continue with it. If you don't like it, you know what to do.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
No. There's something you can. There's something you can do as a person, as an individual, because you're a citizen, and you're a Nigerian, and you have every right, you know, to say no. And how do you do it? Through your votes. That responsibility you have to. I don't believe in all these things as much as I have my reservations about.
Sorry, make I just correct you. You might see there's no Arabic in Nigerian currency. I just noticed only 200 naira notes, the new one for my hand. I bet is this inscription here now written? And my father language.
Precious, I beg. Precious, I beg.
This is just one of the notes. So, Mr. Yomites, please. That inscription, is it Ndoki language? Please, let me be sure. If my ancestors had a language they didn't tell us about, is that Ndoki language written there? I'm sure you can see it. It's not what I don't like is people who see the truth and don't say it, and that's a very unfair thing to do. While you have to support, but please don't. Lies irk me as a human being. I can't stand people who lie. You see the truth and you call it lies, and you see white and call it black. Come on, how about now? How did they trust you for that country where you did if you lie like this? Well, go ahead. See what I'm doing.
Precious. Now, as for the suggestion or the opinion that Nigeria is an Islamic country, no, it's not. It's not. Nigeria is. If you go to the UK, those of you who are in the UK, you can count how many mayors are Muslims in the UK.
I was even going to ask Mr. Edwin, is it that the people in the UK are just helpless about the situation? Because I see what's going on in the UK. In fact, it's even creeping into a bit of Europe. And I'm sorry to say, I have some very crazy footages of some Islamic clerics. Like I said, when I could play them in some of those countries, making very insightful statements about how they will take over the state countries and all that. I don't know. Is it that these countries are helpless, or I mean, it's just because we have to be? I don't know. Mr. Edwin, what exactly is the situation?
Yeah, Precious. You know, the Muslims, they are very, very patient people. When they get into a setup, what they do first is to make sure they overwhelm the place. For instance, in the UK here, I can tell you without missing words that there are about maybe 80% of their households have nothing less than seven people. That is 7 children. And some of the men here, they have 3-4 wives. But legally, you are supposed to be married to a wife in the UK. So these women go under the pretext of single mothers. So these liberals make cases for them.
But most Muslims, now, even in the Arab world, they don't even marry so many wives. I don't agree with
I know, but you know, that is alien here in the UK. Here, households, you can only see somebody like me. I have four children. It's because I'm an African. All these white people, they have 2, 3, 2, like that. So when they come into an environment, they sort of swarm the place, and then they then present the falsehood of being good Samaritans, you know. Then they are able to buy into the minds of people fraudulently. They give you this kind of outlook as if they are next to God. And then they gradually sort of infiltrate the system. And before you know it, these people are in charge of everything. They are in charge of everything. And then, in order for you to fall in line, what they ask you first is that they just, for instance, you are a Christian. They come to you with some sort of doctrines, preaching certain things to entice you, to I don't know how to put it, to buy you over. So if you are not strong-willed and determined in your own faith, you will just fall in line, and before you know it, you visiting them in their mosque. For instance, there was something that happened one day. A friend told me he was made. He came in from somewhere. He was made there. I don't really know what happened. I don't know what happened to himself and his wife. Somehow, this is a Christian family. It's a personal story that happened to somebody that I know. So he went to some of these churches, and I saw something akin to it in a Nigerian video too. He went to some of these Christian churches here. They did not give him a place to stay. You know, to be homeless in Britain here, except for those who have not experienced it, I have so many of them. You come, you just allow them, okay, come and stay in my sofa in my living room. You know that. This man went to 3 churches. They didn't give him any place to stay, but he went to a mosque. Do you know what they did? They provided a room for him. 4 months. 4 months. He was there. He had a problem with his wife. Something happened between them.
That's an act of kindness, isn't it?
Yes, this is how they touch you. This is how they get into you. But once you get in there, it's like a court. It's like there is something that is behind it that I don't understand. Before you know it, they buy you over. Here in the UK, let me give you another example. People go to banks to get money. For instance, like us, you go and get mortgage in the bank and the rest. These people have their own banks. They have their own letting agencies and everything. If you walk in there and you are one of them, provided you have a place where you work, where you, even if it is on meager pay, they can give you money. You go and purchase your own house, mortgage, no interest. Can you imagine the banks here, Northwest, Halifax, Barclays, would they give anything of such? Near that, they wouldn't. But these people, they care for one another. They do. So that is
we
what
know,
they operate.
say, according to the religion, that's why we have Islamic banking, because their banking system, they based on 0 interest rates. You understand? So they haven't forced any other person to ensure that they put interest. They don't force you.
Yeah. So here in the UK, precious, what happens is that why you have so many mayoral seats occupied by them is because of their liberal tendency. You know, here it is like everybody wants to have the cake without baking it. People here, because why do you think the boat loads of immigrants just flood into Britain? It is because here they just get whatever they want, provided they can come and lie to the system. That is it. From all these other, they just come in, and then you work 5 days a week. You pay tax, because here we pay tax. It is not like it's a joke that what happened in Nigeria.
Right.
Nigeria, we don't pay tax.
Thank you, Mr. Edwin. Thank you.
So that is what is happening. So they are able to win elections by the voting population and percentage of these people.
I think you said that. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to get your perspective because you're in the UK.
Yes.
Mr. Atuwa, please continue with your training.
Yes. I would not demonize anybody's religion, because I think we're getting far.
That's not what this is about.
Yes, you know, we're getting outside the purview of our discussion. But let me just go to a few issues that were raised in our discussion. I don't think that Nigeria is an Islamic state. I don't agree. Because someone even was posting here. That's why I mentioned that UK, you know, Muslims form about, I think it's 4-point-something% of the population in the UK. But if you look at that population spread that they have, and compare it to the mayoral offices that they hold, you'll be surprised how is that done. Because in terms of majority, in terms of a population, they're in a minority. And the UK does not have, if you like, a constitution. It's unwritten. It's just tradition that they follow. They don't have a written constitution. And the country is still moving ahead. And I hate to believe, again, my brother Edwin has kept on saying it, constitution, constitution, constitution. Even if we have the best constitution in Nigeria, if it's ever possible to have anything that is called the best constitution, the problem in Nigeria is maybe partly constitutional. But if you ever have that, if you ever have anything that is a good constitution, still doesn't remove the basic problem that we have. So to narrow everything on constitution, for me, I think it's just an overstatement, because the constitution does not operate itself. There are people who operate the constitution. There are institutions that are charged with the responsibility to ensure that there are no infractions in the system. And if those systems are weak, and if the people who are meant to operate the constitution themselves, are fraudulent, are not honest, no matter how good the constitution is, everything would fail down to nonsense. So that's one. Two, yes, there are attempts to Islamize Nigeria. If
you believe so,
there are things I will see that can lead you to that conclusion. But I think there's a debate whether it is the government that is doing this, or it's some powerful forces, maybe in or out of government, who are pushing that kind of agenda. We must distinguish, because if it would have been easier for the military to Islamize Nigeria because they had the power. They didn't have to go through any constitution. They would have done it. They will appoint the governors, put them, give them the supreme military leader will give the instruction, and they will do what they want to do. And anybody who says anything, will be in trouble. But they have not been able to do it. Try as they may. Yes, they put us in OIC as an observer status, and they put us as full member, and so on and so forth. They have done a couple of things in this thing that you saw. You see Arabic inscriptions and so on and so forth here and there, and so on and so forth. But there is serious resistance that is going on. They have not been able to conquer the bulk of the Northeast. They have not been able to conquer that. They have not been able to subdue Southern Kaduna in spite of all that they do. They have not been able to subdue the Middle Belt in spite of all the powers and everything that they are doing. They have not been able to subdue the South. So it's easy for people to just say, oh, they will run over Nigeria, they will run over Nigeria, they will Islamize Nigeria. It's not as easy as that. Because when it comes to religion, it's a very, very emotive subject. And it cuts across every sector, every zone, the 6 geographical zones in Nigeria. And then, of course, you have people who are also traditional worshippers, who are holding fast to their religion. So it's not as easy as that. We may see signs and see things like that some people try and fail. Why did, even to Ruga, he failed. Buhari tried everything that he could do. He failed. There was resistance. There were people who said never. There were governors who said never. It will not happen. And it didn't happen. And he dropped it. So various attempts that have been made by maybe individuals or interest groups or non-governmental, fifth columnists and so on, and with the support of countries from outside Nigeria, all of them have failed. It's not working. That's why we have this crisis. The reason why there's killing is because there's resistance. Because if there's no resistance, there won't be any killing. There won't be any force and compulsion. It's because there's resistance. And people are resisting. That's why they're using weapons. Now, if it comes to a position, if it comes to a time where everybody is armed, you know what is going to happen in Nigeria? Some of those places where they're attacking, if they're also equally armed like those people. I give you an example of something that happened when Abacha was head of state. I was in Kano. And there was this problem that started. And it degenerated it was very sad. It degenerated, and it went. I saw people in. I'm talking about the Air Force airport area in Kano, Air Force quarters area in Kano. I saw people who were in the military, who were Christians, and people on one side, and those who were Muslims on the other side. People in the military fighting against themselves. I saw it. It was dangerous. And if it wasn't because we had a military government in place, I don't know what, if it was a civilian government, I don't know what would have happened. This was in Kano. And I'm sure there are people who are listening who probably knew what happened then. Because it's a very, very sensitive thing. If you bring that thing, this is not 1930 or 1925 or 18 something. You went this is a different world that we're talking about. And you can't force anybody. There's going to be resistance. And in the process, you never know what is going to happen. So it's not as easy to say this. I end by saying that the reason why we're having these killings and this forceful and this compulsion and so on and so forth, it is because the subtle attempt to convert people has failed. So they're using force. They are trying to use force to compare. And even then, you still have people who say, no way, you better kill me. So let us not be pandering this. That's an opinion, but let us not be pandering this whole thing that is a multi-religious country. We are said to be secular, but we are not. The way we are operating, we are not operating like a country that is secular. The best term for me is everybody is doing his own thing. So that's one too. Now the impression that there's nothing that you can do, the election is, the election of the incumbent is a far gone conclusion. I don't think so. We've said this so many times. Nobody is God. Nobody can play God. Abacha did all these things. One day, God decided, and it was gone. And there is no thing that can stand against the will of the people. No force ever in history can stand against or has stood against the will of the people. If the people decide that this is where they're going, this is what they want, there is no force. We saw it. I don't want to go back to history, past history, because we've seen where these things happen. So there's no need regurgitating some of those things. But once the people decide that we have had enough, you will throw bread at them, they will not take. You will give them rice, they will not take. They will resist you with whatever they have. That's the problem. When the people realize the power that they have, and they're convinced that they're tired of this thing, they won't live with it again. Then that's when true change is going to begin. But for now, they can play on religion, they can play on ethnicity, they can play on poverty and all kinds of things. Because the people haven't reached the point where it's clear to everybody that no, we can. Even a goat reacts when it gets to a point. You push that goat to the wall, it will say, no, this joke has gone too far. So I think that we haven't gotten there. Maybe we haven't been sensitized enough to know that this is not a joke. And until we do that, I think you will let them to be doing. That's why they're doing all this sort of things that they're doing. That's my view. I may be wrong, but that's the way I feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, T.Y. Danjuma. Does anybody have something else to say? I'd like to say to everyone.
Yeah, I got something to say quickly, please. Is that okay? Yeah? T.Y. Danjuma, thank you very much. I totally agree with you. When I said just now that, Nigeria is not an Islamic state. It's not a Muslim state. It's a secular state. It's just that the Nigerian people allow this evil to continue. That is the reason why this whole thing continue. It has been like that. So the day Nigeria said enough is enough, you see, all these things will fade away. And again, one thing we must understand, the elite and the ordinary Nigerians, it's like there are two laws in that country. There are different laws that govern the elite. It's more like the elites are above the law in the country. Why they subject the ordinary Nigerians to the laws. While the elite, they kind of above the law, they do whatever they want to do and they get away with it, no question asked. But the ordinary Nigerians, they subject them to the laws, they do whatever they want to do. So I agree with you, Tiwa Najuma. Thank you very much. That's what I would say. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'd like to. Okay, want to say something? Go ahead, Shrika.
Yes, please. Mr. CY, you see, why the military didn't Islamize Nigeria? They know it is not possible. And what the military did, we can see these civilians. They're doing more than 10 times of what the military did. The military, there was never a time the military has Muslim or not. There has never been a time. So the military knows if he lost control, Nigeria is gone. That is the fear that kept the military away. But you see this current set of people, they don't understand this. All these things you see they're doing all over the places, they are testing waters. They are more intelligent than the military when it comes to politics. So what they're doing is they're testing waters. If Nigerians keep quiet, that goes. Remember, silence is yes. So anything they do, we kept quiet. It means we encourage that. And that is what you see that is going on. Nobody is going to come to your house and say you have to be a Muslim. You have to be this. No. It's the system. And that is what me and you is experiencing today. Let us not go round about it. That's my opinion. What we are experiencing today is going.
That is your opinion. There was a time that if you want to get promotion, you become a Muslim and so on. There are people who went for it. Now it's no longer raining. They have tried everything.
It's
now,
still there. It's still there.
Hold on.
It might not be happening everywhere. As people who are living in the north, I was born and brought up in Kano State, so I know what I'm telling you. Even this same incident you talked about.
Is your opinion? This jihad thing started in 1804. This is 2026. Nigeria has not been Islamized. They have continued their effort. They are failing. Let us be frank. Let us not be selling something that is not true here.
See why?
You can say, listen, hold on.
I'm telling you, right? What is happening in Lebanon, right? It's right here in Nigeria.
It's not true.
We are joking about it.
It's not true.
Government inside government. This is what these people are fighting for. But you and I keep discarding it.
Of Lebanon. The politics of Lebanon is divided into two. There is south and there is north. Each of them have different religious ideology and different interests.
What is happening in Nigeria? No, we have different.
Hold on.
What is Boko Haram doing today?
You
they don't know have authorities.
You cannot
these
use
people
Lebanon.
Not have authorities.
You cannot use Lebanon to compare Nigeria.
I am telling you, these people have systematically put a version of Hezbollah in Nigeria. We can go on and deny it, but the fact is the fact.
Listen,
we see it gradually growing into that.
People are listening to
gradually growing into that. People are pained every day, and yet you are telling me they are not yet conquered enough.
What you are doing is unfair. Let me tell you, what you're doing is unfair.
You can say so.
Yes, that's what you're doing.
I said it when I came here. Anybody who challenges the wrongdoing becomes evil. The same way you feel when you say something that is evil that APC is doing to an APC supporter, the same way you feel is the same way I am feeling right now. Because you see me, because I am saying it as it is, you see it as wrong. That is the same way I see any APC person that is telling you that what you're seeing is not right. It's a fact. Stop pretending about this. We pretend a lot in this country.
No, we do
that a lot. And all this wisdom that does not guarantee my life, doesn't have any meaning to me.
Listen, what
We said the
what you are
elders has
saying.
wisdom. We expect that
Hold on,
wisdom to protect us.
hold on. Okay, very good. You have to calm down. What you have to calm down. You see, this is just you are just being pedantic. All these things you are saying is just mere sentiments.
It's not.
Nigeria is
It's real.
hold on.
We are experiencing it right now.
You are experiencing
Are
it.
people not crying every day?
You are
Losing their
experiencing.
loved ones?
Are people not crying in the
Precious, can
state?
I just say
Are people
my
not crying
own
in the country where you are?
one or
No,
two
no, 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 no,
They
no,
sentences?
cry
no,
for different reasons.
no, Mr. Edwin, please
Excuse me.
allow them finish.
Everybody cry,
Excuse me.
but they cry for different reasons.
So why
So,
is
Mr. True,
Nigeria
can
a
you
different case?
speak? Can you let the
Listen,
next person speak, please, so that we don't
Precious,
turn this into a market square?
Precious. What I'm saying, you know, you can say all kinds of things that you want. As far as Nigeria is today, Nigeria is not an Islamic state. You cannot see Nigeria called an Islamic. It's not known as Islamic Republic of Nigeria. You can say anything that you like. Now,
You
in
know,
spite
Mr.
of the,
CY, right?
please just hold on.
Okay.
Don't interject. In spite of the challenges that we are having, nobody is going to deny that we're not having challenges. We're having serious challenges. Now, and I'm saying that it is so because the people have not decided to fight this fight. Because if a particular section is arming themselves and they're coming after you, and then you cannot arm yourself, you are going to be in a losing position. The moment you decide to arm yourself and someone comes to say you have no right to harm yourself, that's where the problem is going to, that's where the bubble is going to burst. The people have not woken up to take their lives, their destiny in their hands. That's why this is happening. And so it's
Exactly.
your fault. And
Exactly.
so it's your fault.
Exactly.
It's your
That's
fault.
what I'm
Why are you
saying.
blaming others? It's your fault.
What I don't
People
agree.
like you. People
What
like
I
you.
don't
What you're
agree.
saying now is dissuading people who are feeling bitter, who are saying we can't have this. We have to fight. You are
No.
encouraging. You are already losing.
What I'm saying is
You're already submitting.
we have to
You're
accept that
already
this is
exhibiting a
happening
defeated
for us
attitude.
to cure it. We have to accept that this is happening for us to cure it. I'm not just
Nobody is
saying it.
denying. Nobody's denying. Nobody's denying that we don't have challenges. Nobody has said here that we don't have challenges.
You just keep mentioning challenges. Call it what
We
it
have
is.
nobody is denying.
Call it what it is.
Nobody's
I'm
denying that.
listening. I want to hear what it is. Don't say challenges. Challenges can be anything.
Listen, let me tell you.
We keep using this wisdom that does not guarantee my life, because that's what you are using for me. An elderly wisdom that puts me in danger.
Listen, you make me feel that you're an extremist. That's what I'm reading from your position.
Yes, the likes of Gumis are not extremists. It's me that is saying it as it is. That is an extremist.
Listen.
So if I say it as it is, because I ask you to name it, name the challenges, I become an extremist.
Listen, my brother. Listen, my brother. There are people in Nigeria who are resisting what is happening in the country. There are people who are in jail, who are giving their life for the cause to make sure that that the nonsense that is happening in Nigeria changes. There are people there. And when they hear people like you, the kind of things that you are saying, you are discouraging people who have
that
kind
I'm
of
on their side. They know that I'm on their side because I'm speaking out. I'm calling it what it is. I am calling it what it is. I can't pretend about it. I can't pretend about it. If I pretend about it, it doesn't help their cause.
You are pretending because there are people who are currently in jail because they have said we won't take this nonsense.
Yes, and I stand with them.
So
the same way they are calling it out, the same way you see them back then, is the same way you see me right now.
We're not in this panel to
I'm not
argue
scared
who
to
is
say
winning or
it.
who is not winning.
The same way you are seeing them back then is the same way you are seeing me now. You just said it. I'm an extremist.
Precious.
All right.
The point that I'm making.
We're not going to end this conversation tonight, and I think we'll have to let it rest. But one major thing I'd like us to take away is that we should have respect for other people's religion, irrespective of how.
You can't come here and be demonizing people because you want to
reason
make
I'm
a point.
saying this is that even in Christianity and African traditional religion, we have people that are extremists, intolerant, who have people with different characters, and it will be very unfair if people of other religion look at your own religion and say that, oh, everybody in your religion is a certain way because of the behavior of the people. So I do not think that it is a nice thing for us totally condemn other people's religion because of the activities of a few of them. Whether you like it or not, there are people in that same religion who do not support the activities of this few. And it is problem. It is everywhere. So please, let's try to be a bit more tolerant. This is a public forum. You can discuss that in your privacy. It wouldn't bother me. But this is a public, place, and I like us to be a bit more tolerant. Remember that whatever we say or do is seen everywhere in the world and can come for you tomorrow. So please, let's be circumspect in what we say and do. I just like to say that. Miss Edwin, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Precious. If we are debating here, and the issue is about Nigeria not being an Islamic state, if we are denying that fact, then we are not being honest and truthful to ourselves. Nigeria may not fully be an Islamic state yet, but it is on that verge of being an Islamic state. Everything happening in Nigeria now at the moment points towards that direction. So anybody coming here on this platform to want to be holier than holy, or to want to play a devil's advocate, or doing it partially, may be deceiving him or herself. That is my take. Because the facts are there. In the South, in Plateau, in the Middle Belt, Southern Kaduna, Taraba, and all those ones, people that are being slaughtered there on daily basis are not foreigners. But people coming to slaughter them are foreigners, and they are of a particular religion. In fact, to an extent, they are of a particular ethnic group. So for somebody to come here with bare face and telling me Nigeria is not an Islamic state, we are just being parochial, we are just victimizing, we are just saying jargons, the person may as well go to the market square and say that, or can tell it to the Marine, not me. I'm old enough to know what has happened in Nigeria. I may not be as learned or educated as everyone there, but I read a lot. I buy books, I listen, and I read. Despite my tight work schedule, I read books. I have a library here in my house, and I keep buying every day. Any author that comes out in Nigeria, whether religion, economy, I buy the books and I read them. So there's no gainsaying for somebody to come here and be deceiving us and tell, oh, there's nothing of such happening. It's like telling the US there is no Christian victimization in Nigeria. Christians are being slaughtered every day in Nigeria. And somebody's coming to this platform and telling me Islamic religion is not the issue that is being perpetrated in Nigeria. Even in the military, if it's there, in all the federal agencies, if you don't belong to this religion, you are relegated to the background. Anybody who comes here to say otherwise is deceiving himself. Thank you very much, Precious. Good night.
That's your opinion, and I guess we're all entitled to our opinion. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you so much, T.Y. Danjuma. Thank you, Chuka. Thank you. It's good to have you join us today. This is the first time I'm seeing you join us. Hello. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Mr. OBC, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. OBC. It's always a pleasure to be with you here. I appreciate you guys. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our nation. But when we're speaking, let's understand that indeed we're people of diverse religion and culture and all of it. So whilst we speak, let's also try to understand and put others into perspective and in our shoes when we speak. I appreciate our concern, and nobody enjoys what's going on in Nigeria, truth be told. Nobody is happy about the killings. Nobody is happy about the cries for marginalization. Nobody is happy about some of those things. But whilst we worry about it, let's also try not to fan religion's sentiments in a way that it becomes dangerous to us. And I think that's the safest thing to do. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Let's do this again. T.Y. Danjuma, thank you so much, sir. So I love you guys and I appreciate you. Let's do this again tomorrow evening, God willing. While you're at it, ensure that you protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you. Bye.